wonder.
What weapon will? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon will? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon will, weapon will. Watch how I show you my weapon will. Weapon will, weapon will. Watch how I show you my weapon will. What weapon will? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still. BG, Jack move, Kids move, Alex too. Damn man, that's a heavy crew. Other pods, they don't know what to do. They watching, they copy our every move. And they still fly like the Wii U. Jack move voice, we saying ew. Hop off the roof. Long range, no scope, yeah, I'ma shoot. Looking wanna play games, no David Blaine, but I'll make a nigga go poof. Oh, this not a game. Gang talk, nigga, what you know about the slang? How about the range? All black master, but step out your lane. Every week it's us on your screen. Every weekend we entertain. It's not a thing that gets in between me and my team, me and my gang. When I'm on the beat, you already know. Straight to the top, yeah, we about to blow. BG my dog, he told me let's go. Sit back, relax, it's time for the show. What weapon will? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still. What weapon will? We keeping it true, don't care about your feels. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still. Weapon will, weapon will. Watch how I show you my weapon will. Weapon will, weapon will. Watch how I show you my weapon will. What weapon will? We keeping it true, we keeping it real. What weapon will? They watch our moves, they copying still.
We got the guns on deck, no fire car, but you know I came with a tech, yeah. Since 2015, been stepping on the scene, putting foots on nets, yeah. Set 'em up, super soaker, pump action, wet 'em up. Shooting out the yeah, we catching up. We bout them games, y'all are bark. Drop by midnight after dark. Game and knowledge, fortitude. Top two and not the two. Weapon wheel, get the cash and grab the steel. Yeah, weapon wheel, out the window, extendo. Weapon wheel. Yeah. Hey, it's a new era. When I shoot at your cap, there is no error. Pop out with a loadout on a Sunday. Don't check the weather. Leave us smoking in a 64. Then I switch to cartridges in 64. 5-man weave hit the floor. Then we jump in your lobby, we hit the core. 5 sales, what you bargain for? If you ain't go pull up, then what you bargain for? Broke the game and then I pull a jack move. Jazzy B's playing, you know it's real smooth. Alexander Wayne on the trench coat. Boulders to his feet, let's see if he can float. Spend the money, she gon' hit a C note. Gave a review, it was murder, she wrote. It's a new era. When I shoot at your cap, there is no error. Pop out with a loadout on a Sunday. Don't check the weather. Leave us smoking in a 64. Then I switch to cartridges in 64. 5-man weave hit the floor. Then we jump in your lobby, we hit the core.
Black coupe with the roof missing. Spitting wisdom like a tooth missing. Weapon will is not a euphemism. Hit the L once and now my fingers twitching. Trade the AR for the VR. That's my new mission. It's a different vision. Ain't no game of talk when I aim and charge. Should've known better, get the gang involved.
It's a new era. When I shoot at your cap, there is no error. Pop out with a loadout on a Sunday. Don't check the weather. Leave us smoking in a 64. Then I switch to cartridges in 64. 5-man weave hit the floor. Then we jump in your lobby, we hit the core.
It's Kids Smooth, I'm the soul survivor. Best spot, no doubt about it. The outcast and outlasted the crumb side. Biggest and baddest. Ex-addict dweller, the dick puller, and the Uber driver. If that's slow, I'm a scuba diver. A neutralizer, a lyrical brutalizer.
It's a new era. When I shoot at your cap, there is no error. Pop out with a loadout on a Sunday. Don't check the weather. Leave us smoking in a 64. Then I switch to cartridges in 64. 5-man weave hit the floor. Then we jump in your lobby, we hit the core.
Yo. Mic check, mic check. Y'all hear me? Chat. Panel. Can I be heard?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Yeah.
Chat. Do y'all hear me? Okay. We live. We here. Interesting topics today. Real interesting.
Yep.
Fuck you, Miles.
Jesus.
Yeah, I see a little comment. Fuck you, sir. Nigga, know he liked the sound of my luxurious voice. Yeah, see, now I made it uncomfortable. Yeah, exactly. Now that's why you should keep them comments to yourself. You see how I can make shit uncomfortable for you? Yeah, exactly. All right. Another Sunday. Another bunch of negative gaming topics. All negative. Not one. Let me look at the list. We got anything positive to talk about? Let me see. Not really. Neutral, negative, negative, negative. Yeah, it's maybe I'm the problem. Maybe like I be scrolling through the news and like maybe all I look for is the negative. I
I
don't
mean, the
know.
biggest news that came out was that Xbox stuff, and there's so many different news about that. It's many layers to it. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. Initially, it started all. It seemed like it was literally just layoffs, and then you learn what the layoffs were, and then it's like, oh, there's also closures, and it's also game cancellations, and he also did this. I'm like, oh shit, didn't think it was all that, but we got more people joining us.
Oh
Alex,
shit,
is Alex coming on today? Oh yeah, there you go, there you go.
you're right there.
Yeah,
Yo, yo, yo. Am I
let me,
quiet? I think I
let
am.
me. You sound very quiet. Let me turn on my camera.
Yeah, we always go through this shit, man. I can't help it. My PC shit.
Yeah,
PC gaming.
you sound whisper quiet, like quieter than normal though.
I don't know.
On.
I'm sitting there talking.
Put it like directly on your mouth.
We got beat
Like
you
that,
like
baby?
Big Sean, yo. Go dumb. Go stupid.
Is this any different? Is it better? Worse?
I mean, we can hear you now.
That's all right. I don't know what to do.
Yo, do any of you guys specialize in headaches? Oh my god, I got a fucking
And giving head? Nigga, no.
headaches. I have a
Oh.
headache like right here, dude. Like just
No, me
right
too.
here.
You're dehydrated probably. I think I'm
I've been
dehydrated.
drinking freaking water like all day and fucking going out in the sun and trying to get some proper vitamin D.
Oh,
Whatever it is.
It's what?
oh, some what? Who's he? Was he?
It was vitamin D, sir. Oh my
Oh,
goodness, that shit
well.
hurt.
Let me just turn the voice chat up since Alex is low. I got to turn everybody up. I can't, I'm just gonna have to turn everybody up.
Oh boy.
I always.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, what the fuck? Is that Blendrew?
it is.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Fire. What the heck?
I
I'm
always
surprised you
panic.
came on, brother.
Well, Blanchard's turning over a new leaf. He's Mr. Reliable now. Y'all ain't know?
I don't know all that.
I thought Blandrew was the second coming of Shokyo.
Shokyo can
BG
write.
braided the hair?
Yeah, I got it braided. I just got tired of,
me see.
having to do something with it. Got tired of having to do something
Yo.
with it every damn time I need to go out. I was like, let me just get this braided real quick.
What's the
You sit back
360
your
looking
head?
like? No, pause and all.
It look. I was about to say it looked good in the back. That sounds crazy. It looks good in the back. It's listen. It's to
Take off the
me.
headphones and just
Let
spin
me
the
see.
chair real quick.
Yeah, spin it.
Y'all niggas making me do a 360 is crazy for a bunch of men.
Oh, you ain't new to this. Wallahi. Fire. You like an average Philadelphia nigga.
Yeah, it's low maintenance. So I was like, especially since this baby gonna drop, like I can't be dealing with my hair. So
You said that like an album release. You gonna have a deluxe or what?
nah, just a little LP. You know what I'm saying? Something simple.
Wait, I thought you just like oiled it up and like did a blow dry or something, picked it out, and you were done.
Sometimes I do that. There's sometimes I literally just pick it out like kind of Afro style, and then there's some other times I actually try to, curl it a little bit, whatever. And I was like, I just hate doing all of that. So we just had the braider came to my house. So, and
Really?
like, yeah,
Damn. That
yeah,
that was an extra 150 on that if it's a house call.
bro, it was under $100. That's the crazy part
No way. You ain't
for the
suck no dick.
low.
Just straight
No,
just straight
no, no,
USD.
no,
Okay.
and it was a woman. No, I did no favors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah. How's everybody's week? Everybody had a good 4th?
I think I'm officially a washed adult. I didn't do shit. I ate
Mm,
some banana pudding and cake and then went back home. I ain't popping out another firework.
I
okay.
went to see well, I think it was before the 4th. I went to go see the Jurassic movie.
I did too.
Ew.
It was
Ugh.
a good entertaining time, a perfect 4th of
Uh,
July movie. I saw it on the 4th. It was a perfect 4th of July movie. Very entertaining, blockbuster type stuff. You saw that it's the highest grossing movie of 2025 already. I think they said.
Nigga,
Listen,
it's because it's people just go thinking, I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I heard that shit was ass.
listen,
Even Red Peg gave it a 6 out of 10, and he loves Jurassic
y'all
Park.
could be mad all y'all want. That movie was very entertaining. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. Would recommend. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's dinosaurs. Niggas always like I can't stand y'all. That y'all always want something very well put together and sophisticated. Man, it's dinosaurs. It's huge, giant
Yeah.
mutant dinosaurs. That's all we need. Do we really need a great story? Do we need great writing?
Yes.
It's dinosaurs, bro.
Yes. You watch Nick Jr. still?
No, I don't.
Okay.
There's certain things where, listen, if it's dinosaurs, if it's like robots, if it's mutants, I don't need like the greatest like story, bro. Like it does its job. It's supposed to just be entertaining. That's it. Look good and be entertaining. That's all, man.
Did you like the original Jurassic Park, Alex?
No, I've always thought they were corny. I like the Universal Studios ride.
Oh man, I saw it for the first time this week actually, and I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I haven't. I never liked them, bro. Especially not with the Chris Pratt. I'm like, now we got Star Lord. I'm like, I'm good.
You didn't like the Chris Pratt ones?
No.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I thought those were people's favorites.
I'm just not a baby back bitch. I just can't do it, bro.
Oh God, yeah, we know.
I-
No Christopher Nolan.
I
right?
like the
Exactly.
I like the first Jurassic World for what it is, but like the other ones, they can do whatever. And I'm not watching that in theaters though, the new one that just came out, because I'm reserving all the energy for this new Superman that's about to drop.
You're reserving your movie energy for
you need
Superman?
energy to watch a movie?
Yeah, to go out in theaters and like instead of the confines of my home, yeah.
But
Wait, but
it
why
co-
you making it seem like you about to be drained? Like you about to be like an orgasm? or some
yeah,
shit?
it comes
Like,
out
you
weeks
can't-
later. Like you got to regenerate to go outside again to watch a movie. Like, what are you talking about?
No,
the
because
top
it takes
row
up my
going,
schedule. Because there's other things that I can be doing besides watching the new Jurassic Park movie.
for 2 hours, for weeks. You ain't got 2 hours to spare. I feel you.
No, I mean it's just management time to do something else. And plus, if they stream it, I could more able to like watch it out of convenience. But I'm not gonna prioritize watching it because I got Superman and the new Fantastic Four movie for this month.
So, BG, are we gonna address the elephant in the room that our Lord and Savior Jack is not here?
Yeah, I'm getting on. That was the first on the agenda. I'm getting on Wani's ass. I'm getting on Wonton's ass. Because I want him to be in here. He's gonna take accountability because he was one of the people, leading the charge last week. It was last week. He was on here getting on Jack's ass. Jack, you not playing enough games, and why you ain't played this and what? He was one of the people stressing Jack out. Like Jack ain't dealing with enough. Wani is part of the blame for why Jack said he needed just a temporary mental break. No, he didn't leave the podcast. He's gonna be back. He just needed a mental break because he said he's just tired of all y'all being on his ass about not playing enough games and all y'all negative comments. And you led the mob. You kind of led the mob, Wonton.
No,
You
I'm
was
very
on
confused.
the mob has been there for like months.
How the fuck is my fault?
Because
I thought
didn't
Frenchie started that shit.
didn't you come in here last week getting on Jack's ass about not playing Death Stranding 2?
Okay,
So that
yes.
was
To be fair, yes, but that was already pre. You know what I mean? That was going to happen regardless. It wasn't like it was my fault. You know what I mean?
Nah,
Yeah,
y'all.
Red Peg set it off.
Yeah. Oh, you and Red Peg. Yeah, y'all teamed up on my boy. Now he's stressed. He need a mental break. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm sliding for Jack today. I'm sliding for him because I don't like what y'all did to my mans like that.
Listen, man, I love Jack. I told him personally. This is what I told Jack, and he'll confirm this. He said there'd be days where he get up and he like, damn, I gotta do a podcast. I don't feel like doing it. I said, if that's how you feel, then it sounds like you need a vacation.
Oh, so you encouraged him to do this?
Because you gotta understand, Jack is my man, so I'm trying to like,
oh no,
I'm giving him tips on if he
look
don't
out for his
like,
well-being.
Exactly, Blandrew, exactly. Like I want Jack to want.
This is hate.
I want him to want to do the podcast. You know what I mean? When Jack wants to come on and do the podcast, it's much more enjoyable product.
This sound like dirty macking to me. This is like, nah, that girl ain't good for you, man. That girl, that bitch she whack, bruh. Just for you to slide and try to get with that girl. I see them.
Absolutely
I see what you
not.
doing, Lonnie. I see the moves. And then you on the podcast. This what you not slick.
Well, to be fair, it ain't like I asked to come on. You know what I'm saying? But Jack recommended me. I'm just saying, look, I love Jack. Jack. Also, I want to set the record straight. Jack will be back. Don't get it confused. Jack is not going nowhere permanently. He will be back. He just need a little break, man. Nah, he just need a little break, Jazzy. He some of these knuckleheads in the damn chat in the comments, it got some a little bit. He just need a little break. That's all.
You see Jazzy trying to sow discord? No. Yeah.
Now, that's what I do want to address, BG. I do want to address this real quick. I've seen a lot of people the conspiracy theories going on saying, damn, BG got out bond, now he getting jacked. What you got to say to that?
I haven't even seen those conspiracy theories because I'm not a broke dickhead. So I'm sorry, I don't see y'all little stupid conspiracy theories. Sorry, I've been too busy to see them. I mean, they could say it. I've been too busy to see it. So I don't know. So no, I don't care about that. Jack gonna be. I do see. I love Jack. I care about Jack, but I'm a little bit like, I guess, surprised that he can let the comment section affect him. I'm a little bit surprised about that.
What?
You ain't see it building up to this
point,
like. Yeah, you ain't see it building up to this point like months ago.
But yeah, we talked about it on the podcast for months.
But the thing is, Jack been on YouTube almost just as long as me, and the people in the comment section cannot like affect my mood at all. They can't make me feel sad, bad. Like I've been on here so long, bro. Nothing affects me. Like the comment section, the jokes.
You never felt like I need to step away. I need y'all to just handle this for.
No.
Ever.
I've never felt that. It's because, bro, the comment. I truly don't give a fuck about what this comment section says. I've been doing this too long to be affected by it. Like they say crazy shit about me. They still do it in my comment section. I literally like, I'm like, oh, they talking shit about me. I walk away, go play a game. I go do something. Like I forget the internet even exists. So it's just, bro, my skin is too thick for this internet shit. It's way too thick, bro. Like when I was like, I got on YouTube, what was that, 2008? Those first few years when you're on YouTube, oh yeah. That's when shit used to like annoy me. Shit used to like even piss me off and like, oh, these motherfuckers, these dickheads. After like, I want to say the first 4, even maybe 5 years on YouTube, bro, there is nobody on this internet that can say to get to me. Not one thing to affect my mood. Nothing. I promise you there's nothing. So I'm just a little surprised by that Jack let it get to him. Just tell these niggas to suck your dick. That's all.
But it's not just like the comment section either, too.
It's just, it's Twitter, it's Discord. You got niggas like Waterboy in here, always talking shit every chance he get. That shit.
Yo,
BG.
I still have yet to see Waterboy. I don't get the Waterboy slander. I haven't seen.
Man, fuck
Waterboy. Nigga, type Waterboy name in the damn search. You'll see all the shit he been talking. He like to talk shit, man. He is sassy. He is sexy. I said I'll call him sexy. He's a sassy Asian fucking shit talker. That's what
Oh,
he
he
does.
Asian?
He nick-
I didn't even know he was
hit
Asian.
it, BG, hit it, BG, hit it.
He's sassy and zesty.
He's Asian? Did you say?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh, spicy egg.
This nigga.
Y'all should have. I ain't know this. Y'all should have told me this sooner. A
He said, I'm about to
spicy
be
egg.
really
Wall.
racist in this bitch.
My shitty walk.
Hey man, I fuck with Waterboy, but he know what he be doing, man. He be talking shit, man.
Yeah, fuck Waterboy, bro.
You think? I think another big issue is just the state of PlayStation and a lot of their moves.
Yeah.
So between Discord, Twitter, YouTube comment sections, people constantly misconstruing the things that he's saying just for him to be right in the end, and then the state of PlayStation. I think he's just had enough.
I think PlayStation is probably the bigger contributing factor than the comment section. I think if people was talking shit about Jack, because look, if people was talking the same shit about Jack, but like PlayStation was great in his eyes, I don't think he would be bothered. I think it's PlayStation that got him like this.
Yeah,
More
I
than the
think
comment section.
a lot of us don't have the luxury, and sometimes it might be a detriment. A lot of us don't have our hobby as our job. So you can imagine how it's not just, oh, they annoy me, my favorite sports teams. Like, it's you have to talk about it while it's pissing you off. And you have to somewhat find enjoyment in, your dissatisfaction. So there might be an element of it too.
Yeah. I'm like, maybe Jack.
So if he got a job, you think he would be happier, Alex?
No, I just feel like a lot of us can go to work and cut our brain off and look for solace in our hobbies. But if your hobby is pissing you off because you have to talk about it and be analytical,
There's no escape.
Yeah, there's no.
That's accurate. That's accurate. That's
and then you're playing games people want you to play just for them to not show up and support you, and then you're like, why am I wasting my time doing this when you ask this of me, and then when I do it, I'm not getting paid for it. Da 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 da. So,
and then literally turn around and say you don't play games in general.
Yeah,
and that's before you even factor in real life shit. So before you even get to hobbies and job, you don't know what's going on in his household and family shit. So
yeah, that's true.
I get
because like if when football season is on, the Eagles losing a game will get me way more upset or depressed than anything going on in gaming. Like anything that goes on in gaming, that doesn't really bother me. Like, but if the Eagles lose a game, bro, I'll be mad for that entire night, that entire like day, damn near. Gaming doesn't do that to me, so I don't know. But yeah, like, and even though I got on Jack a little bit too about playing the games, I be half joking. Some of it is truth, but at the same time, I understand why Jack isn't playing some of these games. Like, bro, like I've only beaten three games this year because
damn
the shit.
I'm around there too. I'm around that number.
The shit that released so far ain't banging. It ain't fire. It ain't hot. Like there's a whole bunch of fire shit coming out in August, and a few in September, and the rest of the year. But the beginning of this year, man, that shit is whack. That shit whack. To be honest with you, so I don't fully outside of the few games that he says he's interested in and he should have played. For the most part, y'all getting on us about we haven't played like a bunch of these games is ass. So.
Wait, but do you truly feel some type of way if one of the podcast members don't show up for these games and it's kind of quote unquote their job to be the representative of PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo?
If it's a game that we clearly know they are into and they like we expect them to play, then yeah, I would play. Yo, why you didn't play that? But if it's just like just because it's a PlayStation exclusive, no, I don't expect you to play just because it's a PlayStation 2 or Nintendo or Xbox. No, because if it's not your type of game, I don't expect you to play it just because of that. It got to be your type of game. Because I'm not playing.
Yeah, but Jack, I mean, in the example of Jack, he loves Death Stranding. So
yeah, he was always sticking up for it.
Yeah, that's why Red Prey wanted to get on him. He like, you got a new game that you like, you're not playing.
But he already stated why, though. He said he wanted to get to other games in the meantime.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that, but I understand him for the rest of the reasons.
You know, it's funny, BG, because I actually forgot about this. The shit that we were getting on Jack for, complaining about no games, but then not playing them. You was doing the same thing, but you was doing it with the multiplayers. Every time a new multiplayer game came out, oh, that shit looks
It's-
trash. I'm not
it's-
playing it.
Wake that up.
Well, it's not
It
the
has to
same
be a very
because
specific type of multiplayer game before I want to touch it. And then we were like, well, you said you wanted these multiplayer games, and then you just never
right.
showed up for them.
Well, it's
Wake
not the
that up.
same because Jack specifically like says, for example, like he likes Death Stranding. I've made it
Okay.
clear that I don't like these multiplayer games, and I don't, and I think like the fact that most of them that y'all be wanting me to play has failed prove that they were bad games. Also, they weren't good games. So like, and I have over 1,000 hours in Marvel Rivals.
Are
by the
you
way.
going to play Borderlands 4?
Absolutely.
That's a PVE though.
Yeah,
That's not multiplayer, and I mean it has co-op, but I don't play with people.
I mean, I'm okay with taking the multiplayer title for Weapon Wheel. I am the premier multiplayer person.
Alex does play
I-
down there every multiplayer. That's BG. You're not even playing rematch.
Yeah, I'm playing rematch right now.
I don't like soccer.
I don't watch or play soccer. I'm still playing this bitch.
I mean, I understand that. Like a lot of people who have played it told me like, oh, you don't gotta like soccer, but I'm like, bro, I really don't want to play a soccer game, bro. I don't think I've
You
ever
don't play
watched
football
more
or
than
basketball. Like you don't play sports games, do you?
I used to play Madden like passionately when I was younger, but that stopped. Right. So I don't think I've ever watched more than 10 minutes of a soccer match in my life. So I'm like, I do not want to play that.
BG, what about Mecha Break?
No.
He's
that's
not playing
really-
that.
That's not.
Did you like Armor Core?
I thought it was cool. I didn't
He's
really
not
like
really an Armor Core guy. He only tried out Armor Core 6. But that
'Cause it
doesn't
was-
mean
'cause it's
if you
from
play
Soul.
one mech game, you're not all of a sudden just gonna like every other mech game.
I mean,
that
I like
exists.
Titanfall, but like it's I feel like that's a specific type of like I like mechs, but it's got to be specific type of like mech game, bro.
Mix is ass. Let's speak on it.
You know, so
Yeah, I hate mech games.
And
I even played them in
I did
VR.
want to ask you, BG, are you planning to get Ready or Not on PS5?
I mean, I play Ready or Not on PC, but I pre-ordered it
Yeah.
just because me and Jack are share play, and I want him to play, so I bought it for him.
Me and Alex might get on with y'all. I've been
Oh, we
actually
in
thinking
there.
about getting that.
Oh,
Get
yeah,
on
we
what?
in
Get
there.
on what?
Game
Get on
night.
what?
We in
Ready
there.
or not?
crossplay?
Yeah, I heard
yes.
that's crossplay.
When y'all trying to buy it?
Smooth, you got to get that
Don't
on
it come out
Xbox.
the 14th?
Yeah,
It come out this week, don't it?
July 15th, I think.
That's next week.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll get it. On,
Yeah, it's
release day.
cross-play, so it's gonna be mad fun. All right, Weapon Wheel
I heard you come
Podcast.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
That's cool. Weapon Wheel Podcast, episode 457. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. If you want to support the podcast, patreon.com/Weapon Wheel Podcast. Hit the like button also to support us. If you want to submit some gameplay to be featured on the podcast, like what you're watching right now, link is in the description for that and everything else. And just drag and drop your gameplay in there and check out all the tiers on Patreon. All right. We appreciate it. I'm Jack. I'm Jack. I'm thinking.
Whoa, you miss him.
Whoa.
You
My
miss
boy-
him.
Listen, I'm thinking about my boy Jack. I'm BG. I usually announce Jack first. I'm BG. That's Smooth. That's Alex. That's Wani. That's Blandrew. That's Jazzy. We here.
I'm Red Pig.
Fuck Red Peg.
Why do we have a
Red Peg.
Blandrew camera? Why is Blandrew's camera not on yet?
I can't afford one.
He
Use the one
lying.
on the Switch.
I don't
You
believe
got
that.
Got with the Switch.
You got
Just
10
say-
switches in your house right now. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I do got a Switch camera too. I ain't even open it yet, but yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
plug that bad boy up.
Yeah. Since we were just talking about Ready or Not, there was like this situation where some of the PC community on Ready or Not were upset because they thought the game, some of the visuals in the game had gotten censored because they had to port it to the console version. When they did make the developers Void Interactive said they did make some changes to the PC version, but they said it's only content that they absolutely had to change due to like platform standards, rating boards, and local legal restrictions. Like they said, here's a few examples. Before there was a girl like on a couch that was convulsing. Now they changed it to a girl sleeping.
What
There
does
was
convulsing have to do with a rating? What the hell?
Well, they apparently they couldn't just show a girl like convulsing and having a seizure, so they changed it to a girl sleeping.
That sounds silly as hell. What's the difference from an exorcist or a person getting consumed by a virus? Or it's just rapid shaking. What the hell?
I don't know. They gave they gave some of like the NPCs and the hostages in the game underwear because apparently I guess they have to have underwear under the initial like layer of what their initial layer of what they're wearing. So they added underwear, a layer of underwear clothing to the top layer.
What is this? What is this for?
This is ready or not.
No. What are the standards? Because you got games like Cyberpunk where you can give that nigga a 20-inch dick. Do they
Yeah.
then what's the point of making what is the point of adjusting your genitals if you have to wear underwear and you can't show it anyway?
You I listen,
No,
I
I'm saying
don't know.
like what is that regulation? Underwear on the I don't get that. What does it mean
I
underwear?
they said that this is something they had to add. But I think the bigger issue is like this is the shit that PC gamers are upset about. Like
It's the principle of it. I'm not mad at it.
when I first seen this, I'm thinking like, oh, they like tone down the gore or the blood or the violence or some shit like that. Bruh,
Mhm.
they added some clothes to some hostages and they changed one hostage having a seizure to sleeping. I'm like, bro, yeah, PC gamers and like this is why I be hating this whole censorship topic
Yeah.
because it just be too over the top. They act like the whole game just getting like super censored and not showing it. It is a SWAT game. They haven't changed anything that changes the visualization of the game or tone down the violence, bro. They just put some
Gameplay.
clothes on some people.
It's the principle of it. It's the principle of it.
Y'all
Yeah,
fine.
I mean, like the shit that you listed is not a big deal, but um, I guess from their perspective, they might see it as like a slippery slope. If they're taking shit like this out, you know, what can that lead to in the future? But just for this particular example, it's not a big deal.
Or I would say shit. I don't even see it like a slippery slope. Like, what are they gonna do next? Take away black people? Like, I don't see it as a big thing. It's just, I just think the principle leave the shit alone. It's not doing nothing. But anyway,
Yeah. I know.
I feel like censorship specifically is only a problem if it alters like the creative vision, right? So like if there's something that's crucial to a story and you take it out through censorship, to me that's unacceptable. But if it's minute details like that, I don't really have a problem with it. Just personally, I don't have a
Can I add a little bit of more context to that censorship thing?
please do.
It's not just like adding clothes or whatnot. I'm for one, I'm not upset about it. It's kind of like a whatever thing for me. But from what I've read about, it's because it's eliminating the dark tones that Ready or Not implies with human trafficking, having to hunt child predators and whatnot, and so on and so forth. Like it doesn't have that like impact. So this is not my words. This is from what I've read and whatnot about it. Is that it doesn't have the same impact if you're hunting down like a human trafficker and you see the person being trafficked like fine, normal clothing and whatnot, instead of being like, oh shit, like
they want them to be fucked up.
Yeah, like
that makes sense.
Like this goes from being like, oh, like I'm helping this person to being like, oh, this is fucked.
Bro, at what point are we gonna have mature games? Like that's what annoys me, bro. Like just let the shit be what it is. If it's for mature audiences, you either old enough to understand it or like there's a difference between remember that one game where the nigga was the whole point was we're shooting up gay club or what was that one was a mass shooter?
Shooting
What
up
was it called?
schools.
Rage? No, it was like the Rage. You know,
They
you know what I'm talking
they had a
about.
game on PC where you was like
was a school
shooting up
shooter.
shit, and one of them
Yeah, I
was like
remember.
a nightclub.
Like
played it.
Hatred or something, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Hatred. So
I played
I
it.
could see people being like, you piece of shit. I could see people being like, all right, you're literally capitalizing on school shootings. I can't support that as a platform. I understand that. But the assumption of human come on, bro. Like it's adult shit, bro. We sick of the apex. Like I'm sick of the bubblegum pop nature of these games. Give me some shit that's gritty. Give me some shit that's dark.
Yeah, so that's what you're saying right there is that people are like you're eliminating like the really dark tones, the really gritty tones of the game, and whatnot for to put it on consoles. That seems to be the main argument, and even some of the stuff where you're hunting like the child predators and whatnot, like a lot of it just like got replaced with some stuff, so it doesn't really imply that you're hunting. It only semi implies you're hunting child predators. You're not actually doing that. Like I don't know how else to explain it.
What's the difference between this dark tone and the fact that on PlayStation Store right now there is literally a game called Drug Dealer Simulator? What the fuck are we doing?
One's goofy. I imagine Drug Sim is just supposed to be a goofy friend slot game.
I think Smooth even live streamed it. Like, what are we talking about? That shit is silly.
But I'm not here to be part of the podcast. I'm just here to add a little bit more context.
No, I want you. Please stay. I need you.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I just think as gamers, you got to choose your battles and what shit you gonna be upset about, because dudes just out here literally being upset about everything and being mad about everything. I'm like, I don't believe that you're actually mad about this. There's no way. I think you're just choosing to be upset because rage is popular and profitable on Twitter and YouTube. So just like oh no, it's Bozo, right? I wasn't even.
You don't fuck with him? Let's go.
No, listen, I don't have a problem with Alex. I'm cool with Alex.
Right? We literally just called him "Oh no, it's Bozo." BG, and you're like, yeah, he's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
No,
he wears navy green t-shirts.
But he's a bozo, right? So
Thank you.
I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but it just reminded me of it. Like, so Shokio makes a post and he says Nintendo does his first sentence is literally Nintendo does a lot of things wrong, something to that effect, right? He doesn't say, "Oh, Nintendo is never wrong" or anything like that. That's the first sentence. He says Nintendo does a lot of things wrong. And he goes on to say, but in comparison to some of the things that Sony or Microsoft does, it's not that bad. And then you get people who seemingly forgot that whole first sentence that he said, and then go on to list all the things that Nintendo does that are bad in their perception. Like, bro, he didn't say Nintendo was perfect. He just said in comparison, they don't do a lot of this other shit. And then, oh no, it's Bozo starts saying, oh, Nintendo sues other developers and they are against emulation. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? You only stand up for these things because you think you are pandering for your audience. Oh no, it's pandering. That's all he's doing. I'm cool with Alex, but he's a super panderer, bro.
He know what he be doing.
Yeah, and for Tenga too.
And he strips for minors. Let's not forget that.
Oh man, whoa. But yeah, it's like, oh my God, they sue other companies who infringe on their copyright. Oh, how bad is that?
They don't want people modding their games. They shut down Pokemon tournaments in Arkansas. You just be like, what type of complaints are these?
But easy on Arkansas. You feel me? Like, put some respect on that. You feel me?
My bad, Alec. That was just the first state that came to mind.
Yeah,
Banging in the Rock. Y'all love using Little Rock as the bumfuck of like, there's somebody in Arkansas. Like,
we can say Nebraska.
I'm the
guy. We can say Nebraska.
They always shitting on Ohio. Nigga, what about fucking Arkansas? What about fucking North Dakota?
I gotta get Ohio.
No, like people come to Ohio. Ohio is not like some fucking random ass place. There's way more random states than Ohio.
Okay. You know that we have Ohio to blame for no skibbity riz. Like, you know, you're the reason why we have that shit.
Well, you also have Trippy Red and LeBron. You're welcome.
But yeah,
and he's using low.
That Trippy Red. Hey, thanks, Wonton. Thanks. I needed that one.
Go ahead, Jazz.
They're using low hanging fruit to argue the point, but like didn't read like the first sentence. Like even Tenga did it too. It's like, oh, you're always defending Nintendo, but like Shokio, out of all the people, he's like the most critical of the bunch.
I saw he even posted receipts of him being critical.
Yeah, he's had multiple upon multiple videos.
Nintendo fans don't accept Shokio.
Yeah, he got exiled from the community because of his criticism throughout the prior to the
Wii U era.
Yeah, and even a little bit after.
No, I won't say he exiled. Just like some people. Well, he's in the tweener because he doesn't upload YouTube content as much anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's still persona non grata. You know, he's still the Baba Yaga of the Nintendo community. You know, they don't. He a little bit he excommunicado. That's how they look at him.
Mhm.
He's
But
not excommunicated.
yeah, but yeah, I just hate all the fake virtue signaling and like, oh, I stand against the bad things, and he was reaching some of the shit that he listed. Oh, I'm like, oh, this is a reach.
Oh
This
my
is
god, Nintendo made cardboard, bro. Like, bro, that's nowhere near as comparable to the shit that Xbox just did.
He's not Jazzy's not joking. On the list of bad things Nintendo does, he had they made cardboard. Yes, do I agree that the fact that I don't even remember what it was, a cardboard game or a cardboard
Nintendo
something like that.
Nintendo Labo.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Do
put
I-
your peripherals in cardboard.
Yeah,
Do I-
cardboard kit.
Yeah, do I think it was dumb as shit? Yes. But once again, that's not layoffs. That's not on the same level of layoffs. What are you talking
It's a
about?
product you can choose to buy or not, and it's not like it affected anything. It was just like,
Yeah, it's
hey,
not like
here's
they
this.
canceled the whole project.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to oh no, it's Bozo. Does anybody know about this stop killing games thing? I've been seeing it on Twitter. I assume it has something to do with games preservation. I'm not really sure. I didn't
It
care enough
does.
to look it up.
I haven't seen anything about
What's
that.
it about, Jazzy?
I didn't. Well, I can't really speak on it as much too into it. I just looked up like what the signature is like for is like just to preserve like games and whatnot. And I only saw it because like how many signatures it's gotten, but like it'll be interesting to see like how far they go with it at least.
Let me see. I'm at the website.
Because so many content creators are like backing it.
It says Stop Killing Games as a consumer movement started to challenge the legality of publishers destroying video games that they have sold to customers. An increasing amount of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to the customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. So yeah, they're pro game preservation.
So
I don't have a problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with the initiative, but I just like to see how far it goes.
I mean, I'd need to see some more language. Are they saying that companies are releasing the game and within a year it's like we're gonna cut the shit off? Or because if the game's not successful, who's paying to keep that shit running?
I think they're talking about stuff like when it's released, but it's like at some point in time will just like not be available like to purchase or play anymore. But I don't want to
pretty
quote
much
it like
all
correctly.
live service games essentially because
and lost media. Yeah, they're just lost media.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, I mean, hey, if you think about it, right? Like all the games that were, exclusive to particular platforms, they're stuck on that media platform, and those things no longer exist. Like today, what is the best platform for preservation at this point? It's PC, right? Or
yeah,
it would have to be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by default.
Yeah, I mean,
the most stranded games are probably on PS3.
Damn, it's some PS3 games I want to replay so bad, boy.
Yeah. And even on Steam, like some publishers will like delist their game like outright. Like that DuckTales game, it got like delisted, and you can't even like purchase that anymore.
I know this is going. I ain't trying to derail the podcast, but you know what game I've been wanting to play for a long time, and I have to like probably buy a whole new console, and hopefully it still works. It's freaking
Is that a PlayStation game?
Nah, it's John Woo Stranglehold.
Woo, fire!
Yeah, I don't know why I've been thinking about that game for years.
Okay, so
I
again,
actually played that within the last year or so on the PS3 emulator.
Is that game on PC?
No.
I want to add a little bit more context to this. Can you fuckers call yourself a gaming podcast?
That was enough context. Fuck you, fans.
So pretty much, so think of the game The Crew. The Crew is no longer playable, but you bought it back then for $60 whole or whatnot.
Yeah.
So right now, if you wanted to say, "Hey, I feel like playing that game," you can't play that game anymore because they shut down the servers and whatever little single player was tied to an online server. So you like it's unplayable. You can't play it. You have a brick. So Stop Killing Games is saying at least implement an offline mode, or if it's like, for example, a mag, like you remember mag from the PS3.
Yes, sir.
Make it to where give the tools to the community. That way they can do they can host private servers or custom servers or something like that. That way it's off of their hands. It's up to the community at that point.
Okay.
And yeah, that would be the gist of it. It would eliminate shit like having to log in for a single player only game, and if they shut down the servers, that game's no longer playable. The crew is the best example to use. People would like to play that, but they can't because the servers are down like forever. So yeah, it's you bought the game, but you're not allowed to play it anymore. Also, multiverses would be another one. Yes. I think another thing would be to rearrange the wording of some like how they sell games. So for example, since a lot of like developers like, oh, we're not selling you the game, we're selling you the license to the game, and we can pull that license whatever.
Okay.
Is like, all right, we'll change it to rental now, because we're not buying the game, we're renting the game.
Now that language, I fuck with that.
All right, that's that. All right, so at this point, right, all live service games should either any game that's going to be live online, right? It shouldn't be made purchasable. I can't say purchasable. They should either launch free or launch into gaming subscriptions only. Because now that I think about it, I did not realize. I have the crew and I haven't played it so long. I didn't realize you just told me that game's no longer playable to me. I would not have known that. So all these games, multiverses, all these other games that have came out and had these designated servers are literally just bricks we wasted money on and we can't no longer consume. Yeah, and that's criminal. That's actually criminal. Yeah. So yeah, gaming.
Wait, but Fang. Oh, I'm sorry, Smooth. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Cause
no, I was gonna say, Fang. This is what us physical guys were telling you guys for years when it pertained to digital games. We're like, you guys don't own those games; they can take it from you whenever they so please, and everybody was just so happy to buy into it.
Then I know that's not me.
Because even though that end user term agreement, like that's all across the board that you bought a license. Like Steam has it, like, and all the other 3 consoles have it too.
Also, fun fact: Ubisoft, like this, I just saw this like earlier today. Ubisoft,
it just came out by Ubisoft.
Yeah, were you guys gonna talk about that, or
I didn't even see the news.
We can talk about it now.
Okay, because I feel like it pertains to this. Ubisoft updated their end user license agreement and now says you must destroy copies of their games if they decide to stop offering or stop supporting.
What are they gonna do about it? Take legal action?
I feel like if it's end user license agreement and you signed it and you don't, maybe they could. Maybe there's some shady shit that they could pull off and whatnot.
I feel right.
For like stores?
No. Can they? No, I don't believe they can enforce that.
Right.
Like there's no way to enforce that. But it's really like, what type of shit?
I'm gonna go ahead and say that, like, even if I agree to that, like that EULA, even if I agree to that, I feel like if I had something like a physical game and I went in front of a judge and I feel like the judge would somehow side with me. Like, I feel like this would get escalated to like the courts and they would find that even though I signed this, that this is something egregious that a gaming company cannot make me destroy something I paid for.
Is this like that thing where you buy a mattress and it says, don't rip this tag off?
Yeah, or it's like a federal crime or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, nigga, what?
It's not enforced.
I can see them trying to force this on brick and mortars. Like if they selling shit, it's like you can't sell the crew no more if we don't support it. I see that. That makes. I would prefer that. Get the shit off the shelves if it's a waste of money. There was a game recently that I bought. Not recently, years ago. I think I had bought Portal 2, and I was trying to play it again online, and the servers weren't even up. So I was like, so I just bought this shit for no reason. That's what it was. Me and my boy Evan. I said, Evan, buy Portal 2. Me and my sister played it. This shit fire. Nigga, the online server, we couldn't even play it because they had cut the online servers off, but I was still able to purchase the game on the PlayStation Store. Shit was crazy.
Just a heads up, I just bought Stranglehold on PC on GOG.
Oh, it is on PC.
$2. $2.
You gonna
Yeah.
stream that? You gonna stream that, Smooth?
I'm probably am. Yeah.
I mean, I just
I'll
hope
look for that.
I hope it works well. Because them old PC games, you never know with them. Like it'll be some random shit like, oh, this don't work, and
Is the game stuck at? Do games like that be like stuck at like an aspect ratio? Like
Sometimes.
sometimes
Okay.
you stuck it.
I bought it on PS3 the other day. I found a copy of it.
And I just
They
want
have
to say,
mods. Sometimes they have mods though to like, change the aspect ratio.
and I just want to say, I feel like even as the host of this podcast and anybody else on this podcast, I feel like we reserve the right, and it's okay for us to come on here and be ignorant about some of the topics. I feel like that's fine. Like I think it's completely okay for me to bring up a topic and be like, I have no idea about this shit. Is that wrong? Is that bad?
I think it's fine. It offers up for some real takes.
Nobody really would expect everybody in there to know every single bit of like gaming news on this podcast.
Because look, when it comes to if it's a topic I care about, I'm gonna know all the details about it. If it's some shit like this, stop killing games I don't give a fuck about game preservation. I keep telling y'all that. So even when I'm looking up the topics, I'm not gonna look up details on it. I'm gonna just write down the heading of the topic. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm telling you right now, I'm not looking. I don't care about game preservation, but it's a topic that needs to be brought up. So I'm gonna write it down, but I'm not looking it up. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Or you gonna ask ChatGPT?
He definitely get on Copilot.
I'm too lazy to even ask ChatGPT about some shit I don't care about. So I'm just gonna be ignorant.
PG.
Autumn said it best. You delegate that to someone who knows.
Yeah.
Good job. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It got, I think it's like last I saw it was 1.1 million signatures. It doesn't
it's
now
like 1.2.
Well, that's cool. But this doesn't mean like it's gonna change anything. It just means that, oh hey, this is for sure gonna be in front of the eyes of like person in power, like a political power. This doesn't guarantee like, oh yeah, this is going to change something. This just guarantees, oh hey, this will be in front of the eyes of someone who might change something.
This is going to be
It's
like
a petition and a movement to spread awareness so like other people can see it.
Ain't nothing gonna change, bro. That's like if everybody in your county gets up and says, "Hey guys, stop selling drugs," and then you just expect everybody to stop selling drugs. Like, nah.
That is also a notion I agree with. I don't think this will change anything. It sucks, but that's just like the reality. Like,
what's the last time a petition? When is the last time a change.org actually went?
Well, that's also this is also another thing. This isn't the change.org. This is like an official thing.
Okay.
Yeah, like their own
going,
dedicated
they'll
website.
be sending this to some brick and mortar to say that we have this many signatures.
I think, I'm not sure, but like I said, the only thing I really know is that now that it's reached like it's reached past 1 million signatures, it's guaranteed to go in front of someone to look at.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
Anyway, fuck
thanks,
y'all.
Bang.
He'll be back.
I love you too.
He'll be back.
Smooth. One of
Let's
those
go.
games that we talked about, when was that? A few weeks ago, where we learned about game cancellations. One of those was Outriders 2. They pretty much confirmed it was Outriders 2. That was one of the games that were canceled.
That's a freaking bummer because that game, that IP had potential. So,
Yep.
Shout out to them.
I wasn't a fan, but yeah, it sucks. All right. Nintendo is exploring ways to make their game development cycle shorter to counter the rising cost of development. Seems very fucking logical and common sense and simple. When we were talking about like this is one of the things that I said that developers should do, and I think a bunch of other people said it. When we were talking about like cost of shit going up and so games are like shutting down and game prices are increasing because of it. I said, bro, games be 50 hours or 60 hours, whatever it is, and the completion rate be 20%. So I would think developers would look at that and be like, you know what? Maybe we should make our game shorter if only 20% of people are finishing them. Because
why waste all that damn
time and money and development if clearly it's too it's too long for the majority of people. Like, and so you could make a shorter game, more people would beat the game, and you spent less money making it. So I don't understand why everybody don't do this. Like, listen, I think, of course, it depends on the genre, but ideally, I think around 25 hours is kind of like that sweet spot for like most games. RPGs, 40, 50 hours, but I don't really think most games need to go over that, bro. Like it's
My
just
my thing is,
unnecessary.
if you want to mass market, if games is to be highly consumed and they want to see higher completion ratios, games, honestly, this is gonna sound horrible, but games need to be on average 5 to 8 hours, bro. If you're trying to compete with like watch time and on Netflix and stuff like that, where people in a matter of 8 hours can binge an entire like series or two, video games, I know it requires engagement and whatnot, but especially in the era of like, subscriptions and stuff, the average game, sure, you can have those long games and whatnot that come out, but the bulk of video games, so that you can sell a bulk or for a mass majority of people can consume most of games that come out, they got these games gonna on average has to be 5 to 8 hours.
Smooth. Do you
If it's not a multiplayer game?
If a single player game is 5 to 8 hours, at what point do you have a story, cutscenes, character development, climax of the story?
Yeah, that's a quick game, Smooth.
Bro, hold on, Smooth. When I played Death Stranding 2 when I started playing it, nigga, I was 3 hours in before I made my second delivery. Like that's just getting into it, getting narrative.
They gotta get more efficient. They gotta get better at storytelling.
I think 10 hours is too short.
Bro, if you could tell a compelling story in a movie in an hour and a half, bro, you should be able to do it in a video game, bro.
Okay, are you playing a video? Are you playing a video game like this? Just eating popcorn, taking a drink. You have to interact. There's gonna be situations where you might have to redo a level. You might die. You might have to have a sense of
Don't make it hard.
I say.
Do you want? I'm about to eat your ass, nigga. What does that mean?
Whoa. I'm just saying, there's ways around this shit to make it work.
So you want us to all play the game Firewatch? Like you want to be able to walk around, say, "Oh my god, look at this shit," and then you beat the game in 5 hours?
Wait, Smooth, what was the last big budget, full price, 5 to 8 hour game you even played?
The last 5 it being actually 5 to 8 hours?
Yeah.
That's a good point. I feel
like The Order or something, or
Hellblade.
Nah.
It was probably Hellblade.
Hellblade. Yeah, that sounds
and it wasn't good.
No, South of Midnight ain't that long, and that was really good.
South of Midnight is about 15. It's about 15, I think.
I think with the open world, bro. Because when you say 20 hours, my mind immediately goes to Last of Us 2. When we say 20 hours is a sweet spot. Last of Us 2 didn't have a bunch of side missions. I mean, there was walking parts, there was pacing here and there, but that's a strictly single player game. I think once you get to open world, if it's within 20 hours, I'll give an example. Mind's Eye. That was a quote unquote contained open world. Very short game. There wasn't shit to do in the world. So I feel like it's gonna get to where you just have an empty sandbox if it's less than 20, or if it's over 20, it's filled with filler fluff, like Assassin's Creed, the Shadows that just came out.
Yeah.
So we just gotta be enriching, I guess.
10 is just is 10 and 15 is too short to me, because that to me that the gameplay depth is probably not going to be there, because you need time to like unlock the skill tree and to actually use those abilities. So I think that's why to me 20, 25 is about right for the average game now, because the depth of gameplay, is more than it's been in the past. So, to me,
I'll say if you make the game shorter. My bad. I feel like you make the game shorter, and then you put the optional modes into the game to open up the gameplay a little bit more, like free roams and stuff like that, or find a way to make these games live longer by prolonging DLCs and expansions and stuff like that releases. Like,
so less of the game up front. So how much do you want this to be, Smooth? That's a good question. If it's gonna be 5 to 10 hours, how much would you want games to be standard price wise? Because it sounds like you just want a game where X is jump, square is hit, circle is the block.
Hey, less is more. That's how I look at it. So honestly, the average price. All right, how much is Mafia about to cost? $40, $50?
It's 50.
I mean, let's go back to the early 2000s, $50
for 5 hours.
I just don't want a market full of bloated games.
That's what we have right now. Yeah.
Wow.
What were you gonna say, Blanchard?
No, I was saying I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if games are 10 to 15 hours because it would encourage replayability a lot. You may not have unlocked the whole skill tree and so, but if it allowed you to carry all that stuff over to New Game Plus and then you get a better understanding of the game, I think that would increase replay value dramatically because once I beat these games, I'm just putting them back in my case and putting them on my shelf. I'm not going back to another 250-hour Tears of the Kingdom playthrough. As much as I love the game, I'm not willing to do that again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and even then, it's like a lot of the time, and I don't think because this originally topic was about like developmental costs. Even with how lengthy games are, I feel like a lot of people just should going forward just respect the player's time at the very least if they're going to make it longer than the average play time at least. Because even stuff like indie games, they also have to factor in like development costs too, like the Cuphead developers and how they had to go through just to get that game off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like probably in the future, at the very least, I know a lot of people want them to have less costs in development, but I don't know if people are actually mean that what they say it outright because, you know, where they pretty much want every game to be one for one like GTA 6 is when it's about to drop going forward.
Right. All right. There's nothing else. We can move on. Quick mention. EA shut down the Anthem servers. Anthem is one of the pain. Ouch.
Rest in peace.
Anthem is one of those games where people always like twist my words about, and they always bring it up. Yeah.
Oh, you hyped it. You hyped it.
Because based on what we played, they gave us a sample. The sample was good, but the whole plate wasn't good. Right? So, be clear, and I think everybody accepts this. The you know, just the flying mechanics in Anthem was amazing. Some of the best you've ever seen. And the combat had potential. The combat wasn't dog shit. It was just like real repetitive. It wasn't fleshed out. And like with the right, because it was in development hell the whole time. Remember that whole, like they revealed everything that went wrong with Anthem. Like they didn't even, like when they revealed it, it wasn't even, I think they said it wasn't even a game there. They didn't even really have a title and all that. They didn't even know what the fuck they were doing with this game when they revealed it. But with the right leadership and the right team, this could have went right. This could have went very differently. But it ended up being below mid. And I said it was below mid when the final game came out. But you know, people don't remember that.
Now with that thing that just got passed, this would be one of them games that like preserve, don't end the servers, right? With the stop killing games.
I guess they might not care that much about this one though.
You think Smooth did his air dribbles today? You think he did those yet?
Crossed up his daughter again.
Terrorizing his family with this shit.
Euro step. Oh man. Okay. Some bad I don't know. There's some details about Battlefield 6. Not great news. I'm still remaining very positive in Vince Zampella. I trust regarding Battlefield, even though there hasn't been some, you know, the greatest reports. The leaked gameplay be looking good, so I'm gonna trust in Vince Zampella. But they've been saying the budget is reportedly over $400 million for Battlefield.
Damn!
Already.
Yeah, that's insane. That's absolutely insane.
That's wild. Their
now,
goal
budget is different. Budget is different than what they've spent. Is the budget saying we give you this much to make something shake, or we've spent $400 million?
This kind of makes it sound like, I don't know. I don't know if like they've already reached that, or that's just how much money they've allocated to the game.
I'm about to say, if the budget is $400 million, that's a good thing. Shit. That way, everybody getting paid. We got as much resources to bring everybody that we can to get this shit off the ground.
Yeah, because remember they've like taken every one of their studios like off of what they usually do and put them on Battlefield. Their goal is to have over 100 million players. The most Battlefield game has ever had is like 30. want to have some free to play modes like battle royale that's being planned to help hit the
Oh.
target. And very few of the developers think that's actually achievable. But listen, man, I just
Can
want the
we?
game to be good.
Can I ask y'all? I was gonna say, if this goes bad, we can all say this is probably the death of Battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no more chances, Tim.
Okay.
There's no more chances. Like I believe in this Battlefield, right? Because I'm like, okay, y'all fucked up 2042. Battlefield 5 wasn't as bad as 2042 in the beginning. It
Mhm.
was, not great. And Battlefield 1 was absolutely amazing. So this I would assume, okay, y'all learned y'all lesson from the past two failures, and the players have been very outspoken and told you we want to go back to what Battlefield was. The class system, the weapons, the modern shit. That's been
So
very clear. The players have given you the formula for success. I mean, you've had the formula for success because it worked before. So at this point, if you fuck it up, I'm like, no, I'm off. I'm done
I'm not gonna lie,
after
bro.
that.
This would genuinely make me sad. Can y'all think of the last big franchise that they just shit the bed where we can't, even if they tried again, nobody would trust it or whatever. I can't think. Battlefield would probably be the most recent one where I'm like, God damn, y'all just ruined an entire franchise. Like
Yeah, it
killed
would
it.
be another EA studio, BioWare, where people
But
are
that I'm talking
hoping.
about one
Mass
game
Effect.
specifically.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, but yeah, people are hoping. Like people hope. I mean, I like the recent Dragon Age. I thought it was good, but most people, most like I guess the purists didn't like it, and now they're working on the next Mass Effect. And I think if this Mass Effect isn't good, then BioWare is getting shut down.
Oh, I just checked the
Over.
comments. That's a good one. Saints Row. They fucking ruined that one. Yep.
Yeah, they made Saints Row into a joke. They wanted to be so different than GTA. They're like, oh, we're gonna be a spoof of GTA.
That last one was really, really fucking bad. That's
Damn.
one of the worst games I ever played in my life.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do y'all think it's hard to just make a game that your audience would like and really buy into?
No.
I feel like it's the easiest thing ever, but for whatever
Right.
reason, a lot of these devs just go out of their way to
Yeah.
make people upset with the game.
You know what it is, Blaine Drew? I feel like they run into issues when they try to cater to a
Casuals,
new
maybe.
audience.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
want
that's.
to
Go ahead.
they want to try to they want to try to get a whole new audience to play their games, and it's like, why would you do that when you have a dedicated fan base already?
Yeah.
Y'all think it's the devs or go ahead, Smooth.
Yeah, no, I think the way multiplayer games were, there was nothing ever actually wrong with it. Multiplayer gaming wasn't broken, didn't need to be fixed. You know what I mean? Like what Battlefield was, what Call of Duty was, what like Halo was, what the modes and stuff like that. That was repetitive and addicting enough. It was just when these games that go viral and they be like, okay, I got this IP. Now how can I Fortnite-matize the shit? Like how can I do it? And that's what fucks up the game. It's like I just want one of these developers to go back, make your game that it was, and just give it a shot. You know what I mean? Just make the base game. We don't want it. Not everything got to be a battle royale. Not everything got to have all these season ass fucking passes and everything like that. Yo, every game with a season pass don't last at all. Outside of Fortnite, if your game got season pass, is soon to die. Because now you have to live up to the expectations to people who are accustomed to season pass gaming, and that's not what we're accustomed to.
Well, every live service game has a season pass. I think like damn near every one. So I don't think season pass is exactly the issue, but I get what you're saying.
Like Kid Smooth, do you think Halo is an easy franchise to fix?
The problem with Halo was never broken. It kept getting adjusted to this bullshit.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they just stuck with what Halo was, you think they still would have been, more prevalent in today's gaming?
Yeah, I think they would have had. I think it would have had his own core like audience that just stuck with that. Like how Counter-Strike has its own core audience that just stick with that. I think that's what it would have been. If gaming, if Halo would have stuck to that, and like obviously games are gonna go like viral, like certain things, certain gameplay mechanics and whatnot. But I feel like if Halo stuck to his guns, at wherever it peaked at, I think that would have been like fine. Because The problem with fixing Halo is trying to bring it back to what it was.
So, yeah, I think at worst, if let's say they never made any like real changes to how Halo played, I think at worst it might have like it was never gonna stay the most popular multiplayer game, of course, but I think it would be in a better place than it is now. It just wouldn't be like the most popular thing, of course. Some things would have surpassed it, but
Bro,
they're
what
always trying to find changes to make the game better and attract a wider audience, but that shit backfires it when you go too far left.
I feel like do y'all okay, if you was a developer, would you rather what's a good example? Would you rather be a multiverses in the space? Or would you rather be a 2K or Call of Duty where seemingly your fan base hates you, but you're still the most popular, still the most successful? Would you rather your people like be a Stockholm syndrome or like, no, I love this game. We got people like BG. Like which one would y'all rather be?
Stockholm.
Yeah,
'Cause
like the developers know that developers get shit on every time they release a new 2K, a new Call of Duty. Madden probably is the last, or college football is probably the first time in years that a football game released, and everyone that around me wasn't like, I fucking hate this game. This shit is trash, even though they buy it every year.
I don't believe people that say they actually hate Madden or 2K. I don't believe that.
You don't, but
I don't believe that. I don't believe them
let
when they say that.
He's
Bro,
saying that they still buying players.
everyone in my real life that buys 2K hates 2K within the month. They say this shit is
But
ass.
that's
They
what
made
BG
it
is saying.
worse.
The fact that they still buying and playing it
Yeah,
means they
I
don't
don't believe
truly
it.
But,
I
hate
don't
it.
that's what I'm saying. As a developer, would you rather give some shit that your fan base seemingly hates, or would you and be super super successful, or would you and it's consistent every year we gonna hit 9 figures every year, or would you rather be like we got our one-off multiverses and this what we got?
No, there's definitely the Stockholm syndrome. You don't really hate it, bro. I don't buy Madden. I don't buy Madden, so I truly don't like Madden. Y'all buy Madden. Y'all don't hate that game. Y'all don't hate it.
Or it could just be a fix. It could be a situation where like that's why I buy Call of Duty. I don't fuck with Call of Duty like that. But when we have a new generation or a dry spell, it's always Call of Duty is the one shooter that's out that we can all play and buy. I buy it. I don't give a fuck about Call of Duty.
I think y'all in a toxic relationship. The bitch is crazy, but the pussy's good. so,
It's so good.
That's what it is with y'all. So y'all don't hate that girl enough. When y'all get tired of her stalking you, hiding in the bushes all the time, then y'all gonna realize y'all don't want this no more, and y'all truly hate her and gonna walk away. So
When's the last time you had to walk away from somebody, BG?
I'm a married man. I don't have no memory of anybody before my wife.
No, it could be a friend, probably even on this podcast, possibly.
Nah, I don't have any memory of friends before my wife.
I'll talk about this podcast.
I don't
Yeah,
have
you probably
mem-
had to walk away from people.
I don't have any memory. None.
Right.
So don't fuck it up. Don't fuck up Battlefield 6, please. I beg of you. Let me see. The Black Flag voice actor who plays, what's his name? Kent?
Edward?
Yeah. What's his name? Edward Kent or Kent Edwards? Whatever the fuck his name was. He hinted towards like the remake is real and happening, because he's like, yeah, people are gonna have a reason to play the game real soon again. So that remake is probably real.
I think it is. Tom Henderson, Insider Gaming, he been saying it for a while now. He's usually pretty accurate. So
yeah. Oh, we'll wait for
Tom
that.
Henderson actually said it was supposed to come out this year, but because Shadows had got delayed and Shadows ended up coming out this year, they may end up releasing it next year instead. That remake.
I'm not getting excited for any Assassin's Creed games anymore, bro. I'm not doing it.
I'm so mad about that shit.
Because look, I got excited for Mirage. I'm like, oh, classic Assassin's Creed is back. But Mirage is janky and clunky and nasty. They put they B team on that game. It does not play smooth like this new Assassin's Creed that just came out. You could tell like more love was put into Shadows. But then you play Shadows, bloated. Oh my god, I couldn't do it anymore. Just bloated to fucking hell, dog. So
You didn't beat that, right?
No, I couldn't. It's just it's too much
Twins,
bloat,
yeah.
bro.
I
Too
delete
much
that
bloat.
shit. Twins.
I couldn't do it. So
You got to mainline that game, bro. That's the only way.
Even that was fucking trash.
Cause I y'all know me, bro. I was hyped, looking forward to Shadows. But like BG said, after a while you hit that wall. Like, nigga, I'm still playing this shit. Like, when the fuck is this shit supposed to end?
Yeah.
But I at some point I just mainlined it and I said, nah, I got to get this shit over with.
How many hours was for Assassins?
I don't even remember.
Because
what was the topic that the voice actor did what? He was saying what?
He said
he just confirmed that the remake is a real thing, basically.
Yeah, he said you're gonna have a reason to play this game again soon. So he said something to that effect.
Yeah, I bet. Fuck out of it.
So Assassin's Creed Black Flag takes about 23 hours. That's like the basic run, and if you want to do all the complete shit, that's around 60 hours. So that's cool. You know, even back then, Assassin's Creed games were like huge, but like I feel like this is manageable if it's that. Shadows, you know, how they make Assassin's Creed now is gone. They jumped out the window. I can't do it. So maybe that'll be the one that I actually end up beating.
You played it before, right? The original or no?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I just hope they if they're remaking it, I hope they truly remade it. And what I mean by that is they actually went back and improved like the parkour systems and shit like that. I don't want to boot this game up and still be having parkour from fucking 2013. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Why would they need the voice actor? Is he
He's probably doing lines over.
Redo any line? But why?
Clean some shit up. Maybe it don't sound as good, and maybe we want to change some shit up. I don't know.
Or maybe he got royalties. They got to pay him because they use his.
I'm about to say, I would imagine they'd be like, "Hey, by the way, this coming up down the pipeline, you'll get some money." But
yeah,
why would you have to react?
Okay, we don't have to talk about this topic, but and the name of this game is banned on this podcast anyway. But the Plucky Squire is getting difficulty options because apparently people said it was too easy, and the developer said they're adding like some challenges in a difficulty mode. I believe so. Yeah, fuck you, Blandrew.
Excited to finally put that pro to use, BG.
I've been put the pro to use, sir. I've also been playing, Lies of P. Lies of P takes great advantage of the pro, by the way. I'm playing that. Yeah.
You're playing it on the pro as opposed to your PC?
Well, I buy all Souls games. Well, this is a former Souls game, but I buy all Souls games on console. Good sir.
Interesting. Why is that?
Just only because From Software has a very bad history and reputation of having terrible PC ports. So I just made it practice to buy, even if it's not made by them. I just buy all Souls games on console because of From Software. They're terrible.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Now I got one question about this, BG.
Yeah.
You and Jack made a huge deal about difficulty options coming to Lies of P. Oh, it goes against the creator's vision and all that. Are we keeping the same energy?
No, because it doesn't apply the reverse. It doesn't apply in the reverse.
I feel like it does. They changed the original vision.
No, I don't think so. It's not the same because like Plucky Squire, all they did was like make it like harder after they released the game. It's the same thing they did with Kingdom Hearts 3 when it came out.
But I mean, you could argue that somebody could impact their enjoyment.
Man, shut y'all ass up. We're not doing this.
That's the exact.
I want people to play the game the same way I played it.
Shut y'all monkey ass up. I ain't hearing this.
No, they already have like different modes already in the game when it came out already.
I'm just pointing out how silly the argument is.
It's not the same because Plucky Squire is an it's an adventure game, right? It's an adventure platformer.
Yes.
It's an adventure platformer, and that is not, and difficulties or not having a difficulty option is not part of that genre. In Souls games,
it's not an identity issue.
Yes, like inherently, a Souls game cannot have a difficulty option, so it's not the same. It's different.
Well,
And
where did that come from?
That's
I'm about to say, is
been
that
a
just
rule.
culturally that
That's a rule.
No, BG, stop it.
That is literally law. A Souls game cannot have a difficulty option. That's part of the
this
the
what the
genre.
community this what the community says, or just what you say?
It's been long established unwritten rule but it's in the archives of the Souls genre. It's in the rule
I just
book,
wanted
bro.
you to say. I just wanted you to say unwritten. I just want you to say unwritten because there's always going to be
It's
times where you push that needle. That's how you find
it's
evolution.
it's unwritten, but it's also written. It's written in the annals of time. Okay,
It sounds like gatekeeping to me.
woo. Gatekeeping
Wake
is
that
good.
up.
Gatekeeping is not a bad
So
thing.
if all the Souls games of the past just for whatever reason got difficulty option patches introduced, the Souls genre is never truly a thing anymore.
Oh no, it's not, bro. I literally said to me, Liza P is not a Souls game anymore.
It's just a gameplay style.
It's not a Souls game anymore. If you add difficulty options, it is no longer a Souls game. It's one of the pillars. It's one of the pillars. The pillars
Even if you
is,
played on a hard difficulty?
yeah, it's not a Souls
That's
game
crazy.
anymore.
That's crazy.
The some of the pillars is okay. It has to be it has to have no difficulty option. It has to have the pillar of the mechanic of you lose resources like souls or whatever it is when you die. And you
See a
have to
roll
be able
mechanic.
to, and you have to be able to create a build because that fulfills like the RPG aspect of it. You have to be able to like create a build and play how you want to play it in that manner. There's a few other, important aspects of it, but those are the main three, I would say.
Okay.
So if Miyazaki came out and said, "Hey, we're bringing out like Dark Souls 4," and it had difficulty options, it wouldn't be a Souls game anymore.
No, it is not. It is not. It's a different.
BG, this sound like cap. I'm gonna be honest.
No, I'm so serious. At that point, it's just call it an action RPG or something. It's an adventure RPG.
Whenever I used to say Souls games in the past, whenever I used to like complain that certain games were Souls games, like let's say what was that game? Stellar Blade, for example.
Mhm.
Were you just discrediting that game because it had difficulty options, or were you looking at the game from a gameplay standpoint? Because whenever I would say that, I was like, all right, look, this character's strafing side to side. I'm waiting for a character to attack so I can roll out of the way and then hit about good 3 to 4 swings on their body part. Then I'm waiting for them to attack again. Da 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 da.
It doesn't play like a Souls games. For one, if I remember correctly, with Stellar Blade, you don't lose some important resources to be able to level up your character when you die. If I remember that correctly, there is a difficulty option. So no, it's not a Souls game. What you're talking about, a lot of games do that. That's just like that's a lot of games just play like that. Oh, it has the enemy has a life bar. You strafe, you roll. That's in a lot of games. That's Metal Gear Solid.
No, that gameplay style for action games wasn't introduced until the Soul series came out. But like Devil May Cry, Beautiful Joe, Kingdom Hearts, God Hand, they weren't playing like that.
It's not
Bayonetta.
It's not a Souls game, respectfully, sir. So Miyazaki is not a sellout, though, from what I understand. He's stood strong. He's stood on business about what makes a Souls game, and he hasn't changed from that. So I respect him for it. And yes, even if he comes out and says, you know what, a game could still be a Souls game and have difficulty options, I'm saying he sold out and fuck that guy. He's a sellout. Somebody got to him. He's selling out, and he's lost all his integrity. And yeah, because I don't care what some of these developers say. You can't just change up some shit once it's been established. You can't just switch up the rules of what something is later on. You can't do that. Call it something else. It's not a Souls game. So, salute. All right. Helldivers 2 is going to Xbox.
Woo!
So it's going to Xbox August 26th or 29th, one of those. This is the first
August 29th, the same day as Gears of War Reloaded.
August 26th. August 26th.
Oh, 26.
Same
Okay.
day though. Yeah.
This is the first PlayStation published and owned IP that has ever gone to Xbox. It's also the only PlayStation successful PlayStation multiplayer game. Missing out any other context about this? I think that's
Nixes is
really the
working
gist.
on it
Yeah, Nixes did the port. So like I said,
along
Sony
with
published it.
Arrowhead.
Yep. Thoughts. I'm gonna save mine for last.
Who wants to go first?
I think we should hear from Smooth.
You want to hear from me
Yeah.
first?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go feed my
All
cats.
right.
Yeah, because they went out of the way to put this game onto your platform, sir.
Well, let me get out of this game right quick. Yes, come on, get me out of here. Hold on, let me. Can't
Smooth,
believe
have
y'all
you
making
What you
me-
what you playing, Smooth?
I was wondering that.
I was trying to see, try to play Stranglehold, but this thing don't goddamn their controller support, so that I ain't playing that shit.
Oh
That was a
yeah,
waste
you gotta do
of
mouse
$2.
and keyboard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so
Um,
Helldivers 2 to Xbox. I'm excited. I'm elated. I'm elated for only a couple reasons. Not because I've been wanting to play Helldivers. One is because I feel like this is a no-brainer. If PlayStation's gonna have a successful games as a service multiplayer game, it has to be multi-platform. And I think Helldivers would have went to Xbox a lot sooner. If PlayStation, I don't think PlayStation really believed that Xbox would make all their games multi-platform. And I think once they saw that they were able to gamble. So reason why I'm excited more so for Helldivers 2, because I feel like it is something I've been asking for. I was like, okay, as an Xbox fan, if I got to bear to witness, Xbox put all their games on PlayStation and watch the brand, die in such a way, and deal with the online toxicity that comes with it. It's like the only thing that can possibly where this all is actually fine is if PlayStation starts putting games on Xbox. They do that, there's nothing. There's no argument. There's nothing. It is what it is. And so when this happens, you have to think about it. It's like, okay, for every game that was quote unquote a PlayStation game that went to Xbox before, there was always some caveat, right? Death Stranding. Well, Kojima retains the IP ownership. MLB The Show. Well, it's because of MLB. They own the IP. PlayStation just got the licensing. They had to make it multi-plat because of they will lose the licensing. Now, Helldivers is the first situation where is PlayStation's publishing the game, and their own in-house studio Nixes is porting the game, or responsible for porting the game. And then I had to start to think about it, right? Because I was like, the game I was actually most anticipating was Lego Horizon Adventures, which I think that's still coming in about a couple months, maybe a couple months after this. I'll definitely get that once it's announced. But think about it. You guys ever kind of just thought about the games that PlayStation has remastered for no absolute reason? Like they remastered games that existed on the platforms they sold them to. So it's like
Days Gone and Last of Us.
Days Gone, the Horizon Zero Dawn, and Last of Us and all that stuff. Like you remastered these games just to sell them to people you sold the game to already. You know what I mean? And we know Nixes, they've been genies and wizards with their porting work and how quick they're able to turn around games. So my thing is, I feel like the work is done for them to port a lot of these games. So I don't think, Helldivers is the end all be all. This is their, Sony can play, oh, this is just one game. I don't think it's so. I don't expect every PlayStation game to come on, but I do expect, or I would like to see some of that back catalog, Spider-Man remastered. I don't need Spider-Man 2, but Spider-Man remastered, yeah, let's go. Miles Morales, let's go. You know what I mean? I don't need Horizon Forbidden West, but Horizon Zero Dawn remastered, let's go. Lego Horizon, let's go. That was already a day one multiplayer. They only didn't release it on Xbox because they were being spiteful. Now that Xbox is, bowing out of this console sales things, Why not? That shit's gonna be on Xbox in 3 months. Book it. So, as far as to bring it back down to Helldivers, it's just that everybody's been asking for this, and I think Arrowhead. I think when Xbox fans was like, I think talking to them online, they said, "Oh, we would love to do it, but that's you got to talk to PlayStation and Phil Spencer or something like that." That's what was the words. And the crazy, if you think about this, right? How long does it take to port a game from console to console? Because remember, the game comes out next month, so this was decided a little while ago.
At least last year, because the game came out last year.
The game came out last year. Yeah, the game came out last year. So this was decided a while ago that it was coming. Yeah. So maybe around the time of that business update that Xbox did last year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a buy the bad boy. I have it on PC, but I feel like this is something I have to support because I do want to see. I don't want PlayStation's entire library. I don't want the whole the founding fathers of PS4, PS5 on Xbox. There's just a few select games that I want. Spider-Man being one of them, Days Gone, and Stellar Blade, whatever, some of that stuff. But I think Helldivers making its way to over there, a successful game, a successful multiplayer game, a game that PlayStation fans claim is first party, and they own it. This is Sony voluntarily putting this game on Xbox and using its in-house resources to do so between Nix's and being the publisher of the game. And I think this is the first step to Xbox getting some more of, some PlayStation back catalog games. And if that's going to happen, I'm all for it. I know I sound like a port beggar. I know people on X was calling me retarded and all this other stuff. Some lady said I eat cum and all this other shit because I was asking for this game. But hey, I'm standing 10 toes down. I'm standing on business. I want these PlayStation games on Xbox. That I want them.
Talk to 'em smooth.
I will buy them. And thanks to Game Pass, for me being subscribed to Game Pass, I didn't have to buy 90% of games released on Xbox. That now saved me money to buy whatever game PlayStation decides to port, because I don't think PlayStation is going to put any games on Game Pass. But if you're going to throw a couple games on there for $40, $50, I will happily buy them full price because Game Pass has got me for the other games, but I will buy PlayStation first party games on my Xbox just because. So yeah, keep it coming. Bring it on.
Like this iPhone 9 because we got years, but we need to get shit.
Hey, the thing. All right, you could also look at it this way because people want to compare the magnitude of Gears because it's weird because the date is the date is funny because they both come out the same day. Gears of War comes out on PlayStation the same day that freaking and Helldivers 2 come out on Xbox, right? Mm-hmm. The thing is that some people say, well, on Xbox side, they're giving a game. So Gears of War isn't really new to Xbox, right? They couldn't just release Gears of War Reloaded and expect to do because I was if Gears of War was announced, right? When they announced Gears of War before I learned it was PlayStation, I was kind of bothered. I was like, well, this is a remaster. I either want the collection remade in UE5 or whatever. I don't want to just play the first one. I done beat the first one like 7 times. So, but then I understood it. This game was made for the purpose literally of being on PlayStation. That's the only reason why it's because on Xbox is a free update. You know what I mean? Helldivers, on the other hand, right? It's a new game, so it's crazy. PlayStation Gears of War is going to have a surge of players on PlayStation. Helldivers is going to have a surge of players on Xbox. I won't say who won that transaction. I don't think it really matters. But is it eye for an eye? No, I'm not, because I don't think I'm going to sit there and make fun of my fellow PlayStation peers that we got some of their games. I don't think I need to do that because I in my eyes I feel like Xbox is like dead. But I'm a ride it out till the sink is gone. But yeah, that's a. Go ahead.
Have you already planned when you're gonna like become a PlayStation content creator? I feel like that'll be
Mm-mm.
black hole level of universe shattering things.
Well, yeah, I would never become a PlayStation content creator because PlayStation content creators suck. They're boring. They're not.
Facts.
No,
I
they're
agree,
not
Smooth.
entertaining. They're not entertaining. There's nothing. There's nothing fun or entertaining about PlayStation content. Like you got to think about it. I said a couple podcasts ago, I was like, Xbox doing what it did killed content creation for all outside of Nintendo, but because all everybody do is talk about Xbox, and when Xbox is not really a threat or a factor anymore, and PlayStation, what is there to talk about? So
yeah, they were never PlayStation channels. They were anti-Xbox channels.
Anti-Xbox channels. So
yeah, and there's nothing interesting even worth talking about in the realm of PlayStation either.
No, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, so I can never be a PlayStation content creator. That's why I said I'm already preparing my pivot. My pivot is stand-up comedy, independent movies, music videos. I might dabble a little bit more rap. So yeah, I'm trying to pitch something to Tubi.
What is it?
All right.
Wow. As soon as I got a film, but the thing is, it's not Tubi rated because Tubi cater more so to African Americans. The first script I wrote is more so like
Asians.
No, like no, like it's more so like very like it's diverse, but it's not I wouldn't call it a black film. Like I wrote it when I was in like
Tubi. I think I understand. I see what you're saying. I think you kind of got that optic a little bit twisted. It's not primarily for black people. It's just much like anything else. Black people made the shit popping. So it's like that's what got memed was the terrible movies like, My Baby Daddy Got Impregnated by a Roach type movies. But it's all types of shit on there. I feel like you can get that shit off on Tubi.
Yeah, BG. So if you missed it, my take on
I was
Helldiver.
I was listening from my phone.
Okay. All right, cool. I'm elated. But yeah.
Wait, what's the name of your movie before we switch topics? Just real quick.
So the first one I wrote is called The Infamous Tom.
Banger.
I like that title.
I don't know if I should.
We're gonna tap in with Smooth, man, because I ain't gonna lie, Smooth. I got a couple ideas. I don't know if you know Mafia Quad. He's on the movie, guys. He got a couple ideas. We're gonna have to tap in, man. So,
yeah, I'm telling you, if we put our minds together, bro, we can do something. Bro, I'm trying to be the next Issa Rae. I'm just about 5 years late.
Mafia Quad had a bucket hat surgically glued to his head. I don't know if we can.
Alex wants to make a film fully using AI. That's his goal. He wants to make a fully AI film.
You can do that. Wait. Do you watch those AI movies on YouTube? Those shows?
I do. I think they're funny.
They be looking mad awkward as hell. They be saying so.
You see the girl? You see when a girl ran over people in her Nissan Altima and said, "Move out the way, bitch. Where my brisket?" So crazy.
Real quick, BG, I want to ask you a question. T is in the chat. I don't know if you know T. He wants to talk about Mecha Break, if that's a topic later.
He can
also,
later. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw Jack is cleaning house, man. He just banned 4 niggas from the Weaponwood Discord, man. Damn. He said, I'm gonna say what Jack said. He said, if I have you blocked on Discord, I'm banning you from this server, and no, you can't come back. He said, I'm taking control of my podcast. Criticism is welcome. Being on dick isn't.
Put your dick on the table, Jack.
Fight back, Jack.
Put your dick on the table. Let him know.
Now,
He got Captain Sidekick, Anime List, Waterboy, and Mass
He got
Murder
Anime
X.
List and Waterboy out of there.
Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Okay, now I do want to say this. Jack and I were once lovers, but we did get on the black bond about kicking people out.
Hey man, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see.
Hey, Alex, let me tell you something. I fuck with Jack, so that's the difference.
That's all he ever wanted you to say. All he ever wanted you to say.
There it is.
Hey, listen. Listen. Some people can get away with shit depending on who you are. Listen. What's they say? You treat everybody fair, not equally. I think that's what they say.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Something like that, or it might be the reverse. It might be the reverse.
You just earned yourself another Calapes. Hope
Hey,
you-
7
listen,
months later, and he finally admits it.
Listen, yes, there is some shit that Jack can absolutely get away with, and I'm completely okay with Jack doing it because I think he's mostly a logical person, and if he does it, it's for a good reason. Other
Question.
people, not so much.
Okay, who would you be mad if you going to sleep and you feel a peck on your forehead and you look up? Who would you be more mad at? That kiss on your forehead, Jack or Bond, the individual?
Bond's the individual seems like the type of person that would do some weird shit like that. I wouldn't expect that.
Well, he left a spit bubble on your head when he kissed you, so that's what I'd be mad about.
Anyway, back to Helldivers. Who wanted to say something next?
I'll talk real quick. Just
Yeah, I'll let you go one time.
Okay. Yeah, I know Jazzy finna cook. This what I'll say, because I've seen a lot of PlayStation guys. Ironically, I've seen some Sony guys defend this, and I've seen others on the other end saying this is the end of PlayStation. I'm selling my PS5. I'm done with consoles.
Wonton, just to give you a heads up, as a person that went through this just not too long ago, the defense is acceptance, or like it's trying to get ahead of it before the real pain comes through. So go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, it's a mess right now. I'll say this, just me personally, right? Because I am a PlayStation guy. This particular move, I'm not mad at purely because it's Helldivers. It's a multiplayer live service game. Sony owns the IP, yes, but it's not a first party studio. It's not like a God of War or something like that, right? That's why I'm not as like upset about this. I really don't care, to be honest. My only concern is, what's the real reasoning behind this, right? We know the last few years Sony has been they've been doing anything they can to increase revenue. Like, right? The live service push, the whole point of that is they want to get a big cash cow. Them putting their IP into film and TV. They're trying to use their IP to gain as much revenue as possible. That's been their goal the past few years. So obviously they want to get more money. That's why they're putting the game on Xbox. But the problem I have is we've seen the numbers. Almost every time sales breakdowns come out for multi-plat games, the sales are always the lowest on Xbox. Like I'll say like 9 times out of 10. And I feel like a big reason for that is because Xbox has Game Pass. A lot of Xbox gamers are conditioned to wait for Game Pass or play their games on Game Pass versus buying them outright. So I just feel like, is it really worth is it really worth it for them to be putting this game on Xbox? Is it really going to generate that much more sales for them? And to me, I don't know if it will. So that's the one question I have. But other than that, the only other concern is, where's the limit, right? Because Smooth just pointed out there's other games that they could put on Xbox, games that he would like to see. And if that starts to happen, that's when me as a PlayStation consumer, that's when I start to have a concern, because it's like, well, wait a minute. I just spent $700 on this PS5 Pro to play exclusive games. I could have put that $700. If you're going to make your games multi-plat and put them on every system, then I could have put that $700 towards my PC, and I'll just game on PC full time. That's just kind of how I'm looking at it. Where's the limit, right? It's Helldivers 2. We're just going to put Helldivers 2 on there and see how it does, and then if it does well, maybe we will throw a Spider-Man, or maybe we will throw a fucking Last of Us. I don't know if I can get down with that. Right now, I'm not going to riot. I'm not going to go out in the street saying "fuck PlayStation." I'm just going to make a decision for myself as a gamer, where if they're putting all of their IP on other platforms, then it makes no sense for me to be tied to a console. It makes no sense whatsoever. Why would I be tied to a console when other platforms are getting the same game, and in the case of PC, they're getting it at a better quality? So that's just kind of where I'm coming from at. A few years ago, I'll say this, 2020, I would have been rioting. I would have been mad as shit. I would have been fucking, fuck Sony, da da da. But that's just kind of where my headspace is now. I don't really care too much. But if it starts to get out of hand, if they pull an Xbox, where Xbox is putting all their biggest IP on the competitor, then that's where I kind of have to look at it and be like, okay, well, I don't know if I can get down with this anymore. But as far as Helldivers, I'm not mad at it. It's a multiplayer live service game. more players benefits the game at the end of the day. But
They want time, man. I wasn't mad at Sea of Thieves either.
Sea of Thieves is trash. I don't know, that game is trash. So I don't know.
And we got grounded.
But like it's smooth. It's a good point, smooth, because it started with Sea of Thieves, and now look, we getting Gears, Halo, Forza. Yeah, it's crazy.
And Sea of Thieves was our most popular or successful games as a service game. So to begin with,
like
I mean,
to it, yeah. So,
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's all I had to say as far as the Helldivers shit.
Anybody else want to go before me?
Come on, Jazzy.
I'm not playing that.
Sure. And this is coming off like the day after they announced that everything that happened to Xbox, by the way. So Sony throwing this news right the day after that was kind of crazy to see, and it's something I didn't even expect. It doesn't really. Well, actually, it does really shock me because, PlayStation has went out of their way to go put games on PC. Something that people said wouldn't happen, and we've seen the trickle effect with that as well. And due to the fact that they would put their live service game that just came out, like I said, last year. So that means they definitely knew that this was going to happen for months at least. And their PC studio, like Nix's, is actually working on this Xbox version of this game. So they have dev kits now. It doesn't really surprise me. It is what it is for like what there is. Just the chain reaction that came from this was actually very entertaining to see at the very least, because you have people saying that, oh, it makes sense. They always known. How the fuck did you always know this was going to happen? I didn't see no tweet about this prior to this announcement. I didn't see anything. The only thing I seen was like what that dude that's from Xbox era. He said that like Helldivers 2 was going to come to Xbox, but like now all of a sudden now it's the same thing with Lego Horizon. After the fact, you always knew this was going to happen. You didn't know. If you really felt that way, you would have had a tweet prior to this announcement to even begin with. You're full of it, and you're trying to damage control the fact that your console choice is carrying to a dying platform that a lot of PlayStation dudes like to say it is, to make people play the game more. Because why would they even do this if they put it over to Xbox if they weren't trying to get more players? Because they know Xbox dudes, like Smooth said, like some of those guys want to play like PlayStation games. They made that known for like years. But it is what it is. But, you have people like the big head, the snake oil salesman of the Discord and Agrabah, wherever the fuck he is.
Not Agrabah. Come on, man.
Wait, who are you talking to so I can stay away from him?
Jafar.
Oh.
He called him a snake. What's the niggas who whispered who played the flute with the snakes? That's what he called. That's you.
No, I call him a snake oil salesman.
You nasty, Jazzy.
No, it's just like really interesting to see, because it's like you never made that known before, but now now they're considered like they're not a competition anymore. But it's like you did all these years, and you bragged about the fact that so many Xbox games came to PlayStation last year when it came to those 4 games. But now this one just all of a sudden makes sense. So now if all their games are going live to the service, then here's a take. I think Marvel Tokon should come to Xbox the same day as well when it comes out next year.
Now, Jazzy,
because so many people...
when you invoke that man's name, you encourage him to come in here. I'm just telling you that.
He can come in here, but I'm not going to hear what he has to say because I still got him muted.
Correct. Jazzy's such a dickhead, bro. Carry on.
No, it's just for today. But like I said, Marvel Tokon should come to Xbox because so many people made such a big deal that Marvel's Capcom collection wasn't coming to Xbox. So there's no reason why. And so many other fighting games come to Xbox regardless. So it makes sense that game should come to Xbox because that's a live service game. It's a fighting game. It says now all of a sudden PlayStation live service games going to Xbox all of a sudden makes sense all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't make sense.
But like I said, it's the same thing with like Lego Horizon. Oh yeah, we always knew it would come to Switch. Of course you did. You knew it was coming after the fact. You never said anything of it prior to like the announcement. So we know what's going on. But I am at least glad to see some people at the very least kind of like weirded out by this, but that's cool to see because I thought there'd be a lot more pushback. But this is the usual suspects like King Thrash and like all those dudes.
I
But
didn't see
it
it,
is
but
what it
Jack
is.
said King Thrash was defending it.
Of course he is. Like all of a sudden that this all makes sense. Like, oh yeah, they had the meeting, but like they were always talking about PC.
Right.
Okay.
They were always talking about PC like last year, and even the one they just had, like the business meeting, like a couple weeks ago. They always mention like PC for their live service games. So this is not going to be this. More than likely, is not going to be the last one that it does this. And so many people have kind of like pivoted the fact that, oh yeah, because I've seen even J-Man say this, like, oh well, technically, actually, they were like third party since like 2020, which he's referring to like when the Horizon came to PC. But it's like PlayStation is doing the exact same thing that they just did, like Xbox has been doing, but like so many people are trying to like distract people from what's going on.
It's the same shit, yeah.
Um,
Hey man, I fuck with J Main, but he done had that Sony cape on for a minute, man. He fighting a good fight.
Yeah, and and so many of these people literally bragged about like every single time an Xbox game comes to PlayStation. Every single one of them. And they're still going to do it in the future. So it's like, why are you trying to downplay Helldivers coming to the Xbox and the Series S too? The console that you said nobody should buy, nobody buys, nobody plays games, they're out of the console space. Why is PlayStation themselves putting the game on what y'all said was a dying platform?
well, so first, J-Main, don't let them talk shit about you, my boy.
Hey man,
You're
salute
welcome to
J
It's
come
an
on this.
observation, that's all.
You're welcome to come on this podcast and put Jazzy in
Good.
his place if you want to. But as far as Helldivers go, so a few things that I thought about is
Well,
So
you
I
mind
don't
if I get my
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
or
Oh, you
are
didn't go.
going
Yeah,
into
go ahead.
yours? Yeah. So my thing with Helldivers is it goes back to what I've been saying kind of since the beginning of this generation, to where this generation for PlayStation really isn't too much about the core fan base, in my opinion. I think it's more about trying to get more people on board as well as trying to increase profit revenue within the company. Kismove just brought up a point about why is Sony remastering all these games? Why are they remaking all these games when they already have the games on there? When you can just buy the games originally on the PS4 and just play them on the PS5. I think whenever we get these TV shows or these movies, they're just trying to get more profit from these games. That's why we're getting all these re-releases. We're getting a Horizon TV show or movie. There was some type of project in the work, and then we got all these games and spin-offs and everything now in development. Gran Turismo, the Uncharted re-releases, the Last of Us re-releases, even with God of War, whenever we do get around to seeing that TV show, I do expect to see either a reboot of the original franchise, potentially even that side-scroller game, or just a remake of 2018. Gravity Rush as well, whenever we start getting that news about that movie, I fully expect to see a remaster announced for PS5 and even potentially the Switch and PC. So there's that point. And then there's also the point of Sony, increasing the price of PlayStation Plus by 30% with no added benefit, increasing the price of all their hardware and their accessories, their peripherals, the PlayStation 5 Pro costing as much as it did, and then being a $100 attachment. To me, and not only that, PlayStation releasing their games on Nintendo with Freedom Wars, Lego Horizon, a new Everybody's Golf, Patapon, and so on. So I don't think that putting their games on Xbox is necessarily out of the question. And if there is any game that they have in their catalog that I think does make the most sense, it's Helldivers. So I personally don't see an issue with it. As it came across my timeline, I was just kind of like, yeah, that kind of makes sense to me.
Okay. So the thing I thought about is I think the fact that Helldivers, what they chose to go is Helldivers was intentional and for a reason, right? Because it's live service. So, but then I thought about, okay, so if Helldivers goes first, what's next? You don't have any other successful live service game, right?
Right.
Because let's say it's just live service games. There's nothing to go next. And I don't think there will be anything to go next for a long. I think Marathon is going to fail immediately. That's my belief. I think that bank robbery game that Jade Raymond abandoned, I think that's gonna fail immediately. So Marathon and Fair Games, I think both of those are DOA, like dead off the rip. So I don't know if it is live service games. I don't know what the next game would be or when it would be, right? Because there's nothing else there that would be successful in my mind that we know of in the future. So there was that. And then like I made a video talking about like the surprising part to me was that it's going to was not that it's going somewhere else. I've always said, like every time this rumor was brought up, I always said it's gonna go to it made more sense to go to Nintendo's Switch too. And I think that's still likely and possible. And I simply, like Wonton mentioned it, and I got people in my comment section still mad at me saying this. Listen, the Xbox console has low sales. I don't know why people get upset when I say that. It's not an opinion. It's not my feeling. It is fact. The Xbox console has low hardware sales and low software sales because of that. That's what that is fact. That is truth. The Nintendo Switch 2 is Nintendo, like Xbox has sold approximately 30 million consoles in like 5 years. They said the Nintendo Switch 2 is on course to do that in like a year and some change.
That's crazy.
A year and I'll repeat, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to do in a year and change what it took Xbox to do in 5 years. So I'm going to put my live service, even with the fact that the Nintendo platform isn't necessarily the platform where people go to play shooters necessarily. That's still the platform where people buy games. So I'm going to put my game on the platform where people buy shit and people buy the console. Because even if you want to say right now, bro, in the long run, the Switch 2 would be the better choice for Helldivers 2. And I don't know how anybody could argue. People telling me, "Oh no, Xbox is the home of shooters." Bro, Xbox ain't been the home of shooters for a long fucking time. I need y'all to come to 2025. This is not 2015 anymore. This is not 2008 to 2015. Xbox ain't been the home of shooters for a very long time. I don't know what y'all are talking about. It is the home of Game Pass and some Western RPGs. Nobody's running to Xbox to play the best shooters. It's not the home of the shooters, so I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like, if Switch 2, let's say both Switch 2 and Xbox both had 30 million consoles out there, I feel very confident to say that Helldivers 2 would still sell more on the Switch. I feel, and I wish it would happen. I wish we would have that comparison, and I wish we would be able to see the numbers, because I feel very confident that it would sell more on the Switch 2. Because I don't know what y'all are in denial about.
I disagree.
Helldivers isn't even a typical like Call of Duty type of shooter. Like I have Nintendo friends that hate shooters but still showed up for Helldivers. So a shooter like that does make sense to me.
It's not like a first person military shooter. It's a goofy shooter that you like. It's a goofy fun shooter that you play with your friends, and it's PvE. So that's why to me this is perfect. Like this works on Nintendo platform. If this was like any other shooter mostly, I'd be like, nah, that makes more sense on Xbox. I think this sells more on Switch too. So that's why that's why it was surprising that it was gonna go to Xbox. Y'all could be in denial about that all y'all want. Listen, it is what it is. Whatever. That was my surprise. And I think a lot of the reaction from PlayStation fans, I feel like a lot of them are trying really hard to not be like Xbox fans. So they're jumping out the window. Like, I feel like they're overcompensating almost. Like, oh, we're not going to be like Xbox fans. Oh, everything's going. It's like, okay, bro. All right, brother. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not naive enough to think that it's impossible. Right? I think there's a bunch of shit that's possible, but unlikely. I still feel like, that exclusives are dead. I don't believe exclusives are dead. And I don't believe that everything is like, I think it's possible, but I don't think it's likely. I think like clearly live service games are gonna go and would go if they have any more successful ones. But I'm not jumping out the window and saying, oh, they're definitely putting God of War, Last of Us, and Horizon on Xbox. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm not jumping out the window and saying, oh yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. It's like, all right. And if it does happen, it happens. But I don't think this is an indicator of that. I'm not jumping out the window with it. That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you then, BG. Does Sony truly need exclusives?
Is that the whole question?
Yes.
I thought there was more.
No, nope, just a question.
Do they need exclusives? I think so. I think everybody needs exclusives.
I think at this point in the game, PlayStation doesn't really need exclusives to sell hardware. They haven't really done much all generation, and they're breaking records left and right.
And so many people are literally talking about the fact that next year Sony is going to make so much revenue off of GTA 6 alone, and that's not even exclusive at all either.
I think they're making money in spite, though. I think they still make more money with exclusives. Like, yeah,
I mean, they have a X. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, like Xbox surrendered, and even before they surrendered, they weren't necessarily the best competition. So yes, PlayStation has made themselves the de facto console, just the general go-to console. But I still think they do better with exclusives, and I still think, because my thing is like, okay, if exclusives didn't matter to them, I still think, like, based on what they're doing, I still think they're going out their way to make things exclusive.
It's not even about mattering to them. Does it matter to the general public whether or not they can buy these games on Xbox?
If we're speaking on general public, no, it don't matter.
But it never mattered to the general public that much.
Right. But you also got to account for the fact that if we look at the previous 2 generations, there was always a split. Because even with casuals, you have people who prefer Xbox, people who prefer PlayStation. At some point that switched. Now
PS4.
Now PlayStation is the dominant home console. I mean, of course, if you're not counting Switch 2. Switch 2 sells very well. But a lot of there's a lot of games that aren't on the Switch. Now, Switch 2 might see that third-party output increase because it's a more powerful machine. But a lot of people buy if you're a console gamer, most people have PlayStation 5, and that's where they buy their games. So it's kind of like you said, it's they get the most, like they benefit from the sales, but it's kind of like in spite of the fact that Xbox popularity has declined. The Nintendo Switch, there's a good amount of third-party games that aren't available on there, but that's kind of what it is. I don't think it's necessarily like PlayStation is doing anything better than the other two.
Because I think your financial success, I feel like it's a small percentage, but there's still a percentage that I think your financial success is connected to exclusives. I feel like if you have no exclusives, like let's say PlayStation, like this generation, I guess, right? They've had some games, but their cadence has been trash in releasing exclusive games. And let's say it goes on to sell 100 million consoles. They'll do more than that probably. Let's say it sells 100 million. I think if in a generation where you continually release good exclusives that people really like, I think that gives you a boost of an extra 20 million. I think it does that. I think that's what exclusives does. Like, yeah, it's not gonna exclusives alone is not gonna give you the 100 million. That's the casual audience that's gonna give you the 100 million. But the extra 20, I think that's the power of exclusives does that. So I think it matters. I think they still care about it because they still announce exclusive games. So they still find some type of value in exclusive games.
Yeah, it matters to people like me. But to Blandry's point, if we're looking at the general audience, I don't know if it matters too much.
No.
Yeah, Xbox they're on borrowed time, and Nintendo doesn't still get a majority of the third-party games coming out. So if you still want that console experience, you're still just buying a PlayStation by default. So that's why at this point in the game, I'm like, why not just put games everywhere else? Yeah. So I don't look at it as a bad thing like I once used to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with it. I'm never gonna be one of these dudes that's losing their mind and
I agree.
having a breakdown. Do I agree with them putting with Helldivers 2 on Xbox? No, absolutely not.
No.
I because I don't think there's that much to extract there. I just don't. Now,
Exactly.
I will never know.
BG take every one of these small opportunities to shit talk Xbox.
I'm just telling you, bro. I'm just telling you, because look, Smooth. Okay, look. I'm not the greatest at math, right? But I can do some basic math. Okay, Xbox has 30 million, around 30 million units sold, right?
Mhm.
Games typically sell like, depending on the game, a small percentage of your total user base. So how much could they possibly gain from that when the Xbox user base is so small to begin with, right?
And conditioned with
This is
Game
what
Pass.
I think. This is what I think. I think this is how I think about it, right? Whatever they're looking to extract, I feel like, hey, we need 250,000 units. We're not going to get no more. We're not going to get that again on PlayStation, and putting it on PS Plus ain't going to help us do that. Sell to an audience that can get us 250,000 units. For whatever that means, whether that's financially or whatever, Xbox can ship. You can ship 250,000 units on Xbox of a game.
200.
If
But
PlayStation sold 1 million, then Xbox users can give you 250,000. That's just like a dumb nigga math right now. Like,
But is that even worth it though?
it depends on what they're looking for. It probably is because, like, you know what I mean. Like,
At
think
that
about
point, it's just like you just being greedy at that point. You're trying to get every crumb you can find for this damn Helldivers.
And I guess
2.
we
Like,
do have to
what?
account for microtransactions. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the way I look at it. It's not nothing against Xbox. It's just because as soon as it was announced, of course you had the people in there saying, "Oh, it's not going to Game Pass." So I
No.
think there's a lot of people who, once again, who are just conditioned and trained to only like to just wait for Game Pass, and the user base is just already really small. That's it. That's how I look at it. So it's like you can't, whatever you're gonna get out of it. And they can crunch the numbers. They know more than me. But I'm saying from what we know about how sales on Xbox perform, I don't see how it could be worth it. And maybe they not sure either, but they want to see. Maybe they at least we got to see. They got to see. We got to try it out. So that's to me why it's not. It doesn't make any sense to do it. And
So I'm here to tell all my Xbox
and I'm pro
buddies, man,
exclusive.
buy this game. We're gonna buy this game. We're gonna buy it day one. We're gonna need it to chart, like just like how PlayStation games made Horizon and Sea of Thieves and Grounded chart. We have to signal something that, hey, these games can do well on the Xbox platform. Trust me, it will help us both ways. It will help on from a first party standpoint. It will help PlayStation. It will also help those third parties and who tend to skip Xbox. So we gotta make this happen. Just do it.
And I'm pro exclusive across the board. I don't like when I see when Xbox started announcing games to play. I didn't like that shit. I think that's corny.
I agree.
I thought that was mad corny. I still don't like that Xbox. I think they should have exclusives. Like
yeah, it broke my heart.
That shit kills that shit kills content creation. It kills all competitiveness. I think that's whack. Because once again, I'm not one of these bitches that cry about exclusivity. If something's not going to Xbox, if something's not going to PlayStation, bro, I just go play it where it's at. I'm not one of these dudes that get mad at that shit. So
that whole game should be everywhere shit. It never makes sense
That's
to me.
whack.
What the fuck is the
I
point?
hate that
That's PC.
What's the
gaming
point at
talk,
that
yeah.
point? Like what? Phil Spencer loves saying that shit. I think games should be
I
everywhere.
hate that shit.
Why?
Satya Nadella. Yeah,
Like,
Satya
what?
Nadella and all that shit. I've never understood the point of exclusives.
no
I'm like,
fucking
yeah, well,
sense.
you're not a gamer though. You know?
He was
That
trying to
makes no
get goodwill from people, and that ran out very fast.
Stupid.
Well, my thing is, all right. I get, like, I'm not against obviously exclusives. I'm not gonna sit there like, I can't pivot with Microsoft. Like, I'm all for exclusives, right? But I will say Now, maybe because I'm on a platform that I don't have a lot of these moments, right? But it's when some games that just come out, right, and they're extremely successful across all platforms, and they have their viral moment, their Magnus Optus, I think Elden Ring, I think Witcher 3, I
Opus, yeah.
think
Magnus
Opus, Magnus. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for a game, like, it's like, okay, well, at that point, if you're everywhere day one, right? You know what I mean? You see your true full potential in the actual gaming market without no restrictions. So, like, but I'm not saying like, hey, I'm not saying that that's what it should be, but because I'm an Xbox fan and because Xbox waved the white flag and gave all of its games away, because of that, want every game everywhere because that's just the way it is right now.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so yeah, so I mean, listen, I'm interested to see. I do believe in floodgates opening, and I do believe that nothing is just a one-off. As it pertains to what the first game is. So, yeah, if I do see like another single player, like if I do see a single player game go, oh, absolutely, I believe all of them are going. Absolutely, there's no doubt in my mind that all of them are going. If I see one go, but until then, I'm not denying it, but I'm not believing that's what's happening either. I just got to see it first. So once the first one goes, oh yeah, the rest of them are going, and that's the reality of the situation. That's where we at. So, but I'm not jumping out the window, and some of these dudes, very dramatic on the timeline. A lot of some of these PlayStation dudes, very dramatic on the timeline. I'm like, okay. It's
I mean,
cool, though.
does that surprise you though, considering how hard their stance was for the longest time?
But why
Yeah.
now? Like they had, there's been plenty of games that were going to PC, which is a much more popular platform that they didn't really complain about. A Nintendo Switch just last year and the year before that, where we had multiple announcements they didn't really care about, but one game for an insignificant Xbox is where they finally lose their minds.
It's because it's the Xbox. That's like the last straw that break the camel's back for them. That's what that is going through there. Because
that was literally Bloods and Crips for the longest time.
Yeah.
Now they sharing games. Like what the hell?
Yeah, because like I said, I don't look at PC or Switch as opposition. I don't. That's just not. No, absolutely not. That's not the way they move.
You look at a console that's on a deathbed with a ventilator on. They got an arm missing, a leg missing, and they can barely talk. And you think that's competition, but the ones that are alive and healthy are the ones that you.
Competition, like Xbox is competition to PlayStation. They're not a threat. It's different, right? Like they're not like Nintendo and PlayStation aren't fighting over the same thing. Xbox and PlayStation has always been fighting over the same thing. That's facts. They've always been fighting over the same thing. That's why it's not really competition. Like if PlayStation and Nintendo ever started making like kind of the same type of games and trying to cater to the same audience, then that's competition.
So when Nintendo's go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like that's just what I'm talking about. Like Nintendo could absolutely be a threat to PlayStation if they were in the same lane, but they're not. That's what I'm saying.
So when Nintendo was locking down Square Enix exclusives, they have a whole studio in Bandai Namco exclusively for Nintendo games. Now that they got From Software making exclusives for Nintendo, a company that's partially owned by PlayStation at this point, you don't think they're competition?
No, because I think both PlayStation and Nintendo will get some exclusives from the same developers, but they're not like beefing. I still don't think in the overarching theme they're not beefing with one another trying to fight over the same audience. Really, I don't.
Oh yeah, they're not beefing, but it's clear because like PlayStation still considers them to be like competition in like Japan. They still do. because they've outright like stated this.
Some on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or PlayStation views like Nintendo's competition in Japan, so there's
Which
still
makes sense though, because Nintendo be whipping their ass in Japan.
It's like I'm trying to like Belanger. Listen, if you selling something, you know, in a different neighborhood, I'm not mad at you. Sell what you selling in that neighborhood. Where I'm in my neighborhood, you're in your neighborhood. We selling different things in different neighborhoods. So technically, maybe we're competition, but we're not threatening each other.
It's not direct competition.
Xbox and PlayStation, they be in the same hood, selling the same product to the same individuals. So that's why that's the way I look at it.
And Xbox product is stepped on, so nobody won it anyway.
I disagree with that because now PlayStation dudes are literally saying Xbox isn't competition anymore ever since that Helldivers 2 announcement just happened.
Yeah. I mean,
and even if we're going by like the same games they make, PlayStation literally just made like a Nintendo S game last year that got so much like fanfare and like in awards.
Yeah. I just based that not off of like my feelings, just based off of like Sony's recent like actions. Like everything they do seems to be to kick Xbox. Like every action they do, like just petty shit, keeping even insignificant games off of the Xbox platform while allowing it to go to PC, Switch, Game Boy. Bro, PlayStation recently will put some shit on a calculator before they put it on Xbox. So that's what I'm basing what I'm saying off. Like they be doing some petty shit. Like how many games did we see in like the last 2 years where it's like some small ass game? Oh, it's going everywhere but Xbox, and you learn that PlayStation had control over it. So that's where I get that from. I really think it's like real beef with them. Like yo, they really don't like them based on their actions. So that's where I base that off of.
But that's what makes it weird that they're even putting this game over there. Because like Blandry said, Xbox is dying. They're literally on their last leg. You still got, history there as far as competition. It doesn't make sense, even from a business standpoint, for them to put Helldivers on Xbox. It don't make sense.
They're just trying to maximize profits as much on their IPs as much as possible, even if it is Xbox is included in that as well.
Yeah, I guess.
At that point, put it on the Switch too. Like I don't get it. I don't get it.
It probably will go to Switch too. Maybe they just,
Nintendo announces things on their own terms, so we could see it at the next Nintendo Direct. Yeah, even with that Digimon game, there's leaks that it's supposed to be coming to Switch too, but it's not officially announced.
Yeah, and it could just be the fact that obviously Xbox and Xbox Series and PlayStation launch at the same time. So like they've always had those dev kits. Maybe like the dev kits for the Switch 2 came available after they were already like working on ports for Xbox or whatever. So I definitely still think it's gonna happen on Switch 2. So.
You think Stellar Blade will finally come to Xbox like it was originally going to before Sony money had it?
Probably, because they don't own that IP, right?
No,
they don't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that goes. Yeah. All right.
And do you guys? Because now the talk is PlayStation a third-party developer?
I mean, if we want to be technical, the answer is yes. We want to be technical.
The thing about this question is, people say this: you can be a third-party developer, yes, and still have exclusives. Because that being a third-party developer doesn't mean you make games for all platforms all the time. You could be a third-party developer and sometimes put some of your games places. Sure, I don't see anything wrong with considering them a third-party publisher because they publish things on other platforms. But that doesn't mean like everything. As there's a few things, yeah. So the way people use it is just kind of use that to imply things is just kind of weird, but sure. Yeah. All right. Next, Xbox. So Microsoft did some layoffs.
Keep your guard up, Smooth.
They laid off 9,000 employees. Since 2023, it's reported that Microsoft has laid off 30,000 employees since 2023.
That's crazy.
It's rumored that this is not confirmed, but it's rumored the reason why they did these recent layoffs is to free up the budget for AI. The Romero Games got closed. That dude is the founder of Doom. He created Doom. I think
Yeah.
people said. I didn't know that, but he's like the original developer who created the Doom game, I think. I think that's what I saw. So Microsoft was publishing one of his games. That studio is now closed, and the game they were working on is canceled, and Microsoft gave them very short notice. Apparently they just found out like a day before or some shit like that. Forza Motorsport has been essentially shut. Like, there's no more Forza Motorsport. There's only Horizon now. That franchise is over and done with, essentially. And Turn 10 has been turned into a support studio for Forza Horizon. Perfect Dark has been canceled, and the initiative has been shut down. And there's reports, there's some conflicting reports that have said like that gameplay that we saw was there was no game there. It was just a vertical slice, and there was really no game working. It was just some smoke and mirrors that we saw at
That's
that
crazy.
at that showcase. Everwild got canceled. That was the game that Rare was working on. Just to go deeper into some of the layoff details. Some of it came from Ravensoft. That's one of the developers that help with Call of Duty. As I mentioned, Turn 10 Studios. They cut 50% of that staff, and they're going to be support studio. Like I said, Rare and Everwild. A new MMORPG from Elder Scroll Online, developer ZeniMax Studios, codename Blackbird. That was canceled as well. And one of the execs, Matt Furrer, is leaving the studio. I said Perfect Dark in the initiative. High Moon Studios got some layoffs. They also work on Call of Duty. Sledgehammer Games got some layoffs. They work on Call of Duty. Let me see what else. Oh, hey, I didn't even see this before. The Halo studio was affected by layoffs. And Romero Games. So lots of layoffs. There was a rumor that I might as well tie all this stuff in. There was a rumor that Phil Spencer was going to be retiring soon, but that's been debunked. They said that's not true. Phil Spencer has no intentions to retire anytime soon. Yeah. Smooth, we're going to you first again.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
this one sucked for many reasons. Like, obviously it's 9,000 people, but the 9,000, a lot of that is Microsoft in general, but I think like nearly 2,000 from Xbox related, enough to close down the initiative, which that is more so like my biggest disappointment. Like, my most anticipated game was Perfect Dark. And one of the studios that Xbox was built that they didn't buy, that they were building from the ground up. They were acquiring all of this talent from all these PlayStation studios and Rockstar studios. And mind you, all those people left like in the years prior. And all that was left was Daryl Gallagher, and they end up hiring like Crystal Dynamics to help try to finish the game. So, I mean, there was smoke there. But the fact that they're not beating the allegations of creating studios from the ground up and not being able to ship a game, that was just extremely embarrassing. And the fact that they revealed the game, Everwild, I don't care. Like you know what I mean? If it got canceled, if layoffs affected that, they've showed that game 5-6 years ago. I don't know, man. That like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad that it's canceled or whatever, but that was just like, I'm blaming the studio for that. As far as like what they did with like the people that I think at ZeniMax Online having like a project that people were excited about and they just turn around and canceling that, I think that's sucks. Forza, the disrespect to Turn 10. Turn 10 was one of the Xbox's most consistent studios in terms of game production, how well their games rated. They pretty much, I think, got rid of 50% of their staff. So they all can really do is be a support studio to help for Forza Horizon. Now, there is a spin to it, a positive spin to it, because technically they're not producing Forzas at the rate that they used to. Forza used to be every other year, and Forza Horizon would come in like the opposite year. They're both like the last Forza took like damn near 5 years, and then Forza Horizon 5 came out in 2021. It's 2025. So technically, Turn 10 and Playground work closely together, so that when they wrap up their whatever Fable, whatever, Turn 10 and Playground can really work together on either the next Forza Horizon or the next Forza. But nonetheless, this Xbox of the gaming industry, we know layoffs happen all the time, but Xbox holds like probably they have to hold the record of like most layoffs and most studios shut down in like such a span of time. It just makes us regret these acquisitions and these studios and stuff, because I feel like on one hand, like 2025, I feel like it's been one of their best years with releases and stuff like that. But the whole point of us championing them having these teams and these studios, and you see all these damn roadmaps and stuff like that, is because they have the studios, and that means there's a lot of games coming. But when you're canceling games left and right and shutting down studios, then that is going to dwindle, and there's nothing to be hype about. So what it did was just pretty much create this level of this level of trust that we can't have with Microsoft. It's like I can't go in to any of their showcases hype for anything, because they can have one of their quarterly panic attacks and that's it, the game is canceled. I can't the thing is, this is one thing is like we all the Xbox team because they they're engaging with fans, they talk, they do podcasts and interviews and shit like that. But I think that backfires because they talk too damn much, and they get us hyped about some of these projects and games and Phil Spencer studio visits and shit like that. But how we look at Phil Spencer as a nice guy, right? From the consumer standpoint, but to his own teams, he's a fucking dog, bro. If you consider what happened with when I think their first round of layoffs, when they went to Blizzard and ABK and whatnot, they took all those pictures. I think that infamous picture of Mike Ybarra, and 2 months later, that whole entire team was gone because of the layoff. That's some grimy ass stuff. And I think what's going on is that Microsoft, I don't know who it is, I don't think Phil Spencer and them want to do these things, but Microsoft itself is they're a bank. They want their money back, and the company's ran by a motherfucking AI with a jelly bean head. In my opinion, I don't think Satya Nadella is a human being. I think that nigga's a robot or some sort of form of AI masking around as a human, bro.
It's like an evil cyborg overlord.
Yeah, bro. I think of, oh my god, I forget what character it is, but nah, man. I don't know, man. I don't like Microsoft.
State of Decay was announced in 2020. I feel like that game is
that shit
vaporware. I feel like the game is vaporware, bro. I'm not.
Yeah, if the game ain't out, if the game is not coming in, there's this rumor that just came out about Microsoft is listening to Banjo-Kazooie calls, and I think Toys for Bob. So I was like, I'm telling people, I was like, why y'all even talk about this? If these dudes can't produce the game in the next 12 to 18 months, don't even bother. It's going to get canceled. The way that Microsoft treats these games, right, or how they treat games, it's so business savvy. It's like if they can't produce the games in a quick amount of time, the game is not going to live to see a proper development cycle. That's just it is what it is. That's just how they operate. Obsidian is still kicking around because them niggas can put out games in a respectable amount of time. They putting out games. They got those slave camps or whatever that they're working in. They're putting out games. Everybody else is I'm trying to think of damn, who's been quiet for a while, who hasn't been producing for a while. When Initiative, remember, they announced that studio in 2018 and they ain't put out shit. Not a damn thing.
Supposed to be
Damn,
a,
it's been that
a
long?
quadruple A studio too.
Yeah. So that's all. It's and that's the thing about it. I was like, well, it kind of makes sense. It sucks because Microsoft, this was something they were supposed to homegrown build and show and prove that they can build a studio, but that failed. So,
yeah. What are my thoughts on this, man? I mean, listen, I don't know. I'd be wondering, like, yo, do we just know too much? Because I'm like, man, dude, were games just canceled this much in prior generations and we just didn't like learn about it? Or are that many more games being canceled now? You know, because I'm like, yo, because like everybody is canceling games. Maybe besides Nintendo, give them their credit. Or maybe they might. I know I hear about them canceling a game once in a while, very rarely.
Yeah, they do cancel games, but they still have a lot of games output in the meantime.
Yeah, and I feel like if you leak that they canceled the game, like they have a ninja in the fucking rooftops, like waiting to like slit your neck, you know, like if you try to leak it or some shit like that. But I'm not shocked, man. I mean, Microsoft seems to hire too many fucking people in general. That really seems to be it. And then the merger didn't help, and this is what happens. Acquisitions and mergers and shit like that. You got too many people, gotta shed the dead weight. This has caused a lot of criticism of of Game Pass. You know, that whole sustainability talk and all that. Listen, I'm tired of having that talk. Because it's not Game Pass specifically, like no subscription service. And I think somebody did actually correct me, and apparently Netflix reportedly just became profitable. I was shocked by this.
Yeah, but that was recent, like real recent.
Yeah.
It took years.
Yeah, it took mad long. So most subscription services are not profitable. It's great for the consumer, but they are not profitable. Now, if you don't care about it being profitable, that's fine. But it comes with consequences. Layoffs, price increases, game cancellations. It comes with all that shit. So if you cool with all that shit, then it's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Autumn, I guess you wanted to talk about the whole Forza situation.
Spin the block, Autumn.
I don't, and I think people don't realize the situation that's actually going on with I know some people said it's been unconfirmed about who's been cut, how many people have been cut from Turn 10, but I think this is going to actually have ramifications into Playground the same way that Criterion and whoever else is over in those teams, once they got moved into Battlefield, I think there's some real bad shit on the horizon for, no pun intended, for the Horizon series in the next couple years and into the future, where you look at Turn 10 now, there's an entire Google Doc sheet where it shows who's been laid off, what their division is, and it is quite literally like almost all of their artists are just straight up gone. Their live service roles are gone. So nobody over at Turn 10 can make anything. They can't push out updates beyond the ones that are. I know there's maybe one left to go, and then that's it for the game. They can't do anything else beyond that because there's nobody to facilitate those. There's nobody to push that shit out. And I think, like Smooth said, I think it's beyond disrespectful how Microsoft has treated that studio, because you go all the way back to the Xbox One gen, and they had 4 or 5 studios. They had Rare, Turn 10, Coalition, Mojang, whatever. And outside of Turn 10 and the Coalition, those were the only 2 studios actually doing something for you. Nobody else. What was Rare doing? Nobody knows. Mojang was doing Minecraft, but that wasn't for Xbox. That was for everyone. You know, like I don't think I've ever. And some people have said, "Well, I think you're overreacting about Turn 10. Why jump ship for this studio above anybody else?" And I'm like, I don't think people understand if Microsoft can pull what they did for Turn 10 with their own, for the longest time, their own homegrown studio for the better half of almost 20 years, because it wasn't Bungie, it wasn't, it wasn't Epic Games with Gears. It was just Turn 10 for the better half of 20 years. If they can do that to their own homegrown studio, if they can show off a game with Perfect Dark for, some, whether it was a vertical slice or whatever, people were excited for your game and said, hey, this looks amazing. If they can do that in those scenarios, I don't think anything at all is off limits, and I've asked the same question to people, whether it's, if I were to ask you, Smooth, how would you feel about Microsoft if they said, hey, Halo Studios, you're gone. The Halo IP is gone the next day. How would you feel? If I were to ask Erica with, the Coalition, if they cease to exist tomorrow, how would you jump ship too?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the scary part about Microsoft. It's the why we can't trust them and why I've been clamoring of somebody. They need to just sell Xbox to somebody that cares a little bit about gaming, because the fact that they could do that, and it won't be a total shocker if they did something like that.
And what I thought about is like, even though I'm not a fan of any of the racing games, Turn 10 has been the example of consistency. Like it's not like they're not like Media Molecule with PlayStation, where like these motherfuckers are just inconsistent, haven't put out nothing worthwhile in a while. It's not like there's been mismanagement as far as we know at this too. Like as far as I know, Turn 10 has done everything Microsoft has asked them to do and done it well. Like okay, like
Even
yeah, go ahead.
even more so, like outside of Ask, especially like if people understood the hoops that Turn 10 has had. Same with when Infinite came out. There is a common denominator here with Microsoft, where they're pushing games out that are not ready to go. And Turn 10 has done this time and time again, where they've had to stick to a 2-year deadline. They've had to push out content that was not ready because Microsoft's like, hey, it needs to go now. Like you don't have a choice at this. You don't have a choice with this at all. And it's just, I think as far as Playground Games goes, I don't like the idea of, like, when it comes to Call of Duty or Battlefield, anytime I hear about studios that made their own games, that made their own unique stuff, getting relegated to a support studio, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And to me, some people are like, well, who cares about motorsport? Horizon's the dominant IP on the market, obviously. But I don't think people see, 2 years in the future, 5 years in the future, where you get a situation where, because it's the dominant IP, they don't have to do anything unique. They don't have to innovate. They don't have to do any of these other things that other games are actually doing that Horizon is not. I think the Horizon franchise is on the road, the same road that Call of Duty has been on for the better half of 10 years, where they don't actually have to try, because nobody's pushing Horizon in ways that it should be already. So what do they have to do?
And this, at least on console, this means the only sim racer is Gran Turismo now, right? On PC, there's other car sim racers, but on console, it's just Gran Turismo now.
Yep.
Which is kind of, because
we got Project Cars. Project Cars is coming back.
Oh, okay, I
It's
guess
called
yeah.
Project Motor or something
Maybe.
like that.
Because
Yeah.
and it's still weird, because I know the debate has always gone back and forth between what's better, Forza and Gran Turismo. It's even if you want to say it's even, a lot of people considered Forza better than Gran Turismo as far as like being the better sim racer. There was still a lot of that, even regardless of what you felt. You knew it was a real good competitor to Gran Turismo. It was like neck and neck at the least. So to shut down the studio that goes neck and neck with Gran Turismo is crazy.
Yeah, Motorsport has never outsold Gran Turismo. I don't think anybody's ever had that expectation over them doing that, but especially going back to the 360 games, they absolutely traded tooth and nail for, when it came to quality. And while it did not outsell any of the Gran Turismo games, a lot of their games ranged from 2 million units sold, 4 million units sold. I think FM4 peaked at 4.5 million units. And like, I don't think when it comes to this whole situation again with Microsoft, I just think it's a damn shame that they did this to not only one of their own homegrown studios, but their oldest as well. I don't think there's any way of trying to splice it to be like, oh, who's the I've seen so many different like people jumping through over who's to blame. Obviously it can't be Phil again, because why would it be Phil? 10, 15 years into this position, it can't be Phil still. It can't be the executives, it can't be all these other, it can't be Game Pass, and I'm just like, dude, this was the one that really made me jump, because again, in my mind, you think of the big three, Halo, Gears, Forza, you don't ever think you might, if you see some of these studios get laid off, that's one thing, but you never think it gets to the point where they gut them entirely to the point where they can't do anything.
Hey, somehow Media Molecule outlasting all these studios is actually doing something. I'm telling you,
That's
man.
a real damn shame.
They got some Media Molecule got some dirt on somebody to still be
relax,
open.
BG.
They
should have been gone.
Media
Molecule and Team Asobi are the only PlayStation studios I still like.
Media Molecule hasn't done anything though.
Yeah, what do you like from them?
What's the last game they made that you like?
You like Dreams?
Tearaway was cool. I didn't know. I refused to play Dreams, but Tearaway was cool.
Tearaway was a hot 10 years ago, I think.
Yeah, no, they still got some. They got Little Big Planet. They got Tearaway. Dreams was a complete waste of a generation. They should have done something else, but I think they deserve another shot.
Tearaway came out 2013. Tearaway came out 12 years ago.
I know.
I ain't know you was in here, baby.
Yeah, Wanta, you see my my background?
Hold on, I'm playing Elden Ring. Hold on, let me check.
Oh, what is that? Come on, bro. What is you doing? I didn't realize that's what that was.
That's Sony shitting on the fans. Shitting on me.
Still, I don't want to see that. Why we gotta look at that? Why we gotta look at that?
Sunglasses on in the house.
That's Sony shitting on us, Wanta.
Anyway, yeah, Media Molecule can't keep getting away with this. Wild times, man. Shit getting shut down.
Yeah.
Shit getting fucked up out here.
The last thing I wanted to say from this before I bounce is for all the people that do not criticize the Horizon IP, regardless of like when it comes to car models or sound engineering or what have you, because Horizon is actually the epitome of what I would call jack of all trades, master of absolutely fucking nothing. Horizon does nothing, absolutely nothing better in any of those categories to any racing game on the market today or from past years. They do not. They just don't. And if that's what people are comfortable with, where they're getting either from the bare minimum to an okay game, I hope you get everything and anything you've wanted from Horizon through the foreseeable future, because I hope that's what you want. Because that's exactly where I'm seeing this franchise going, where you're getting a game that is okay at best, but then it fails in every single it does nothing better than everything else. People do not like that use of the phrase Horizon slop. I think that's where it's going. I think you're going to get the Call of Duty-ification of Horizon. and people have nobody to blame but themselves.
All right. Thank you.
I do want to say real quick, BG, because Red Pig was on the timeline hating. He said basically he was saying, fuck them devs. People lose their job every day of the week. Who gives a fuck?
That's facts. That's facts.
All I just want to say is you could say that, like, you don't have to feel bad for these devs because it is what it is. The biggest problem that I have with this is the cancellation of games, multiple games, and the disillusion of studios. That is like, because it's multiple studios got shut down, multiple games got canceled, games that I was looking forward to. Well, I'll say
what
games.
studios that got? You was looking for that little rare game? Come on, be fair.
Well, they said that game was fire. I don't know, but Perfect Dark, I was looking forward to Perfect Dark. I really wanted to play Perfect.
Well, we all knew that wasn't coming out.
Who knew? Who knew it was?
So they hiring a whole bunch of apparently ex Naughty Dog devs and Santa Monica devs, and you got to hire Chris Dynamic to work on the game. Come on, dog. That should have been the red flag right there that it wasn't coming out, dog.
I mean, I remember when I saw the gameplay, and I'm like, that gameplay looked mid, and of course people thought I was hating or some shit like that. I really thought it looked mid, but I was glad at least that they showed some things that look like gameplay. But it's like, and that's why every time I see like some type of cinematic trailer, I'm like, get that shit out of my face. I want to see gameplay. But it's like, you can't even trust that no more. You can't even like be like, oh, they actually showed gameplay. This is a game that I have some confidence is actually going to come out, or it's like, it's like that don't even matter no more because it could be a vertical slice. That's also why I don't like when they cut up the gameplay like into sizzle reels and shit like that. Like where it's like, oh, 3 seconds of gameplay, then you cut to like a cinematic, then another 3 seconds of game. I'm like, nah, I don't like that shit. Show me gameplay where literally from the player's perspective, shit is happening as you would experience it. That's what I want. So,
hey BG, you know there's only one dev that put out a vertical slice and actually made it happen. You know who it was?
What, Hellblade 2?
The Naughty Gods. The Naughty Gods.
Oh, Last of Us Part 2.
When they put out Last of Us 2, that shit when that shit was really in the game.
They did say that they didn't make the gameplay mechanics for a bunch of that shit that they showed. They said they made it after.
They
did. Yeah.
But come on, you can't compare. That's not fair though. That's like the best dev in the world. So come on.
I was looking forward to Perfect Dark, man. And then what's going to happen with Fable?
No, Fable coming up. Fable coming up.
Fable looks to be a banger.
Did Fable get delayed or am I bugging?
That's next year.
It got delayed.
It's next year.
I thought it did get delayed.
It looks to be a banger to me though. I think that game.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, hopefully coming up PlayStation Day 1, right? Since everything going everywhere, right?
There you go.
The fuck.
Also, there's been a lot of Xbox dissenting from like the OGs and the founders. Like this past chick, what was it? Laura Fryer. She was like one of the founders of
that chick that looked like a oodle and noodle.
Yeah, one of the founders of Xbox. She says that Xbox, I think she's the one who said Xbox hardware is dead or something like that. And then you have Ralph, and then there's this other dude, Ralph Colantonio. He's one of the founders of Arcane Studios, I think it was. And he said the Game Pass model is unsustainable and all that shit. It's just a lot of anti-Game Pass.
No, what I
talk.
don't like though is I don't like when people talk shit that's been removed. Like, so he was part of Arcane well before Bethesda got purchased and stuff like that. He left in like I think 2019, and then this Oodles and Noodles chick left. I want to say in the middle of the 360 generation. So it's like. I don't like when people do that shit. Would you sign some sort of NDA where you want to withhold your shit talking until now? Like when you're further removed, it's like no, you come off with this aura that you're so close because you once held a position there, and I can't stand it. The only one I kind of like I don't like really badmouth is Mike Ybarra because he was recently there twice. So
Mike Ybarra wakes up in the morning to just shit on Xbox. Every one of these niggas tweets is shitting on Xbox, bro. Like he wake up in the morning ready to shit on Xbox.
As he should. Did y'all talk about the Helldivers shit already?
Yes.
Yeah, we did. Bro, the funniest shit Mike Ybarra did wasn't he with Activision? And then when they bought Activision, he left Activision. He
Yeah,
he was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm not going back."
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
You know, bro, everything Xbox touch, they kill it. They kill it.
And people are telling me that now. I hear a lot of people on Twitter telling me, no, Mike Ybarra got fired. They got him out of there. I'm like, I don't
They
know.
love doing that. They love doing that.
Listen, until I have clear proof that somebody got fired, I don't really be believing it. Like, I'm sorry. I need some proof, but whatever.
They doing that with these dumbasses doing that with Neil Druckmann on the HBO show. He didn't quit. He got fired. even though he wasn't even the lead writer. But
How could
he didn't direct what he directed to what episode? He directed
He only directed one
episode 6
episode.
and 7.
Yeah,
like
he only
6 and 7,
did.
right? And it's everybody says 6 like the best episode, right? The one directed by Neil Druckmann.
It was
the hate. I mean, it's just another example where you see the hate for Neil Druckmann is very forced and like illogical,
super forced.
Because if you think that Neil Druckmann stepping away from from helping with the HBO show is a good thing, you are a complete and utter dickhead.
It's a horrible thing. If you watch season 2, it's a horrible thing. Season 3 about to be ass.
And that's where people don't actually care about the facts about Neil Druckmann. They just think it's cool to hate on Neil Druckmann because there's no way you think this is a good thing, right? Because Craig Mazin, there are a few changes that he came up with that I'm like, oh, that's a cool change for season 2. Like, I think he came up with the idea of having having Ellie try to take the baby out of her stomach while after she accidentally shot her in the neck.
Yeah.
That was his idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. But then it's like a whole bunch of weirdo shit that he also came up with that's like odd and strange and deviated and that people didn't like. Neil Druckmann, most likely, most of the stuff he would stay, accurate to what we know and probably keep shit, on the rails. So without him, yeah, Craig Mazin just gonna like kind of just get a little bit too creative. Yeah, he gonna get a little bit too creative.
Here's my thing. Okay, people who play the game, y'all don't like it, but how the general masses feel about it? Do they think this shit's still fire?
They're not as harsh on it as we are, but I mean, the ratings say that people didn't watch it season 2 as much, didn't like season 2 as much.
Yeah, they did say the ratings were a little bit lower than first season, but as far as general audiences liking the show, just from what I've seen, most of them do still enjoy it.
Yeah,
but it's just a case of people not knowing what they're talking about in regards to how making the show actually went down. And I actually had this discussion with Waterboy, which I found out later he was trolling. The nigga he just be trolling. But Waterboy was trying to make it seem like Neil Druckmann was to blame for season 2 being ass. But if you actually listen to the Last of Us podcast, they have a Last of Us podcast with Craig, Neil, and why am I forgetting his fucking name? Troy Baker.
Mm-hmm.
They literally break down each episode, and Craig says every episode how and why he came up with the change. He is the one that comes up with these changes, and he might get feedback from Neil, but it's never some shit like Neil. Craig is the lead writer. He's the head producer. Every decision that's made is done through Craig and approved by Craig.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah. So
Waterboy, you was trolling. You know what you was doing.
Yeah, so yeah, so that's
BG, real quick, since Red Pig is back, can we ask Red Pig his thoughts on the Helldivers 2 shit?
Hey man, I low-key don't want to talk about it. I'm disappointed. There's no reason for that to happen. PlayStation A. No, it's a dead platform. Why is y'all putting the game on a dead platform? Niggas not gonna buy it over there. Y'all poor. Xbox games are poor. They're not gonna buy that shit.
This guy.
I'm telling you, it's not gonna do well on Xbox. I ain't gonna lie. I was extremely pissed off and mad when I seen this news, nigga. I'm low key speechless. This was shocking. You putting games on dead platforms. That what's next? What's next is my question. Hey man.
Oh, I can tell you what's next.
I don't see. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I don't think Spider-Man or Uncharted and shit coming, but if it do, I ain't gonna like it do.
No, I mean, Spider-Man coming. The Spider-Man's coming. It won't be Uncharted. They'll let y'all keep that bullshit, right? But it's gonna the next one they're gonna give us is gonna be Lego Horizon. I'm sure that's coming in like September, October.
Oh my
And then
God.
after that, they're gonna give us Stellar Blade because they don't really own that, and they didn't have no reason to keep it from us, so they're gonna let that slide through. And after that, I think then we get Spider-Man remastered Miles Morales bundle for
I ain't
the
gonna
goodie.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. Spider-Man touch Xbox. I'm buying a PC.
I do
I'm buying
agree
a
with
PC.
you. I do agree with Smooth that if it is a single player game that goes, it will be Spider-Man because them Marvel license fees are a bitch from what I hear.
It
Them
makes the most sense sales wise.
I can't see it, but that's so stupid. That's literally a console seller. Why are you putting your console sellers on a
Nigga, who's
giant
buying?
platform?
Wait, bro. Who's buying a PlayStation 5 for Spider-Man remastered right now?
I'm talking about a Spider-Man 2. I'm talking about Spider-Man.
No.
3.
Wait,
Spider-Man's a
all we
console seller.
want is the port of 2018 in Miles Morales. I
listen.
don't even want
buy it-
Spider-Man
no,
2. Like, just give me.
go buy a PS5 if you want to play them games.
Listen,
That
the Marvel
deserves to
licensing
be on
fees is
Xbox.
a bitch, bro. The cut they take and then the license, them joints is crazy from what I hear, bro. So I
from
would
the
say,
leaks,
and the fact that the fact that with the fees and then the cut and then the fact that you don't actually own the IP, if it happens, yeah, I believe it would be that one.
I don't know. Sony tripping. I don't know what the fuck. First of all, they're confusing us. You holding certain shit off Xbox, but you won't give like your marquee game that was like in the zeitgeist. Everybody was playing it, buying PlayStation to Helldivers. You gonna put that on a dying platform? That don't make sense. None of this makes
It hurt you, man. You already got it.
I feel like my PS5 Pro is losing its value.
Man, that shit don't even take advantage of the PS5 Pro.
PC,
You're not lying. Bro, that's the sound smooth. We got a $700 paperweight. This shit crazy.
Hey,
No PS5 Pro slander.
Bro, they sold y'all PS4 games when they announced it.
No PS5 Pro slander. Listen. So,
They got me, Blinger. They got me.
Listen, that's trying to look on a PS5 Pro, but like that's probably it's gonna go to Xbox. Like
It is
going
on
out
Xbox.
fast.
Yeah, it is.
Fast. See, you see this, Jeff? This is what they're doing to us fans. They shitting on us. They're shitting on us. I'm switching to PC. If Spider-Man, if Uncharted touch Xbox, I'm buying a 5080. No questions asked.
Why is that the thing that's stopping you from getting a PC though?
Wait, hold on. Let me Red Pack. Wait a minute. So Spider-Man 2 launching on PC didn't convince you to buy a PC, but Spider-Man potentially launching on Xbox will make you buy a PC.
If it goes on a dying platform, I'm buying a PC because what I'm here for. Like, come on now. What I'm here for. Like,
you ain't got no money for no 5080.
What? You just got your hair done and shit. You talk about money, nigga.
I got this done because of convenience.
No, nigga. No, you didn't.
I did. I got this done for the low too.
The bank. It's the freshest I've seen you ever on the pod, nigga.
That's
cute.
Hold on.
Blanger, did you want to say anything about this whole Xbox situation? Because people in the comments are saying that, a couple of dickies in the comment section at least, they're saying that we're being quiet about it.
I honestly really have nothing to say about it.
Par for the course.
Because we've been talking about this for like a bunch of times. Like, yes, it's a big deal that like Xbox is putting layoffs for like over 9,000 people.
I know. How many more times do y'all want to hear me say what a horrible year for gaming?
Well, I gotta hold on, Landrew. I gotta ask you something as a fair and logical evaluator of people's actions. Our good brother Jazzy bought a Nintendo Switch, a platform known for people buying for exclusives, and he bought it and bought Rune Factory.
I'm playing Rune Factory right now.
No. But did you buy all the other games as well?
All the other games?
Did you
where's my
buy
physical games?
Did you buy Mario Kart?
I
he did.
Okay,
Sonic X Shadows Generations, Mario Kart World, Street Fighter 6, Yakuza 0. I think that's it.
Okay, so
and Rune Factory.
Let me paint the picture. So you don't think it's crazier for Jazzy to buy a brand new platform that launched, and not buy any exclusives for that platform, or me buying a mid-generation platform with not necessarily a game for it? What's worse?
Who said I didn't buy any exclusive
No,
on Switch 2?
Jazzy's never said he wasn't interested in Mario Kart. His thing was the pricing of it. But once it drops in price, he'll pick it up. But DK's in about 2 weeks, so then he'll be playing that game.
No, but he didn't buy any exclusives for it. So why didn't he just wait?
Yes, I did.
Why didn't he just wait?
I did buy exclusive though.
What exclusives?
Fast Fusion, and you don't even know what this game is. What I'm about to tell you, Fast Fusion is literally on the Switch.
Yeah, the fact that I don't know what it is means it don't matter.
What else did you buy? Nintendo Switch 2 welcome tour? Talk to him, Jazzy.
Yeah.
See, I see y'all in Nintendo solidarity right now. This is Nintendo solidarity.
But that's a Nintendo game.
The man bought a brand new console and didn't buy no Nintendo exclusive games for it.
He just announced 2 games.
That is literally a Nintendo game.
No.
It's a Nintendo game, yes or no?
Bro, listen, if I bought a launch PS5 and was out here playing Rune Factory, y'all would be looking at me like I was nuts.
Hey, Rune Factory's the best game on the console.
No,
right now.
I'm not trying to hear that. It's not a Nintendo. It's not a major Nintendo exclusive. Y'all would have been on my ass and saying that the PS5 is worthless and why did you buy it?
Not necessarily.
Oh.
Nintendo doesn't really sell their consoles based off what's available day one. It's mainly, here's what your roadmap is looking like for the next 6 months to a year. Here's what you got to look forward to. You may not pick up all those games. I didn't pick up Fire Emblem Warriors and some of the games that were supposed to represent like October and everything.
Y'all see the switch
every
up?
now and again.
Y'all see the switch up? They had more smoke.
There's really no switch
Y'all
up.
had more smoke for me picking up a mid-generation console than y'all buying a launch console and not having a launch game for it.
No. Wait, stop. I didn't have a problem you buying the PlayStation 5 Pro. Keep that for the record that I've made consistent on that stance. I just said, I just make fun of you the fact that you don't use it. That's all I said.
Well, one, that, and two, I didn't really care. My whole thing was Sony didn't do anything to earn your purchase of a PS5 Pro. That was always my whole talk.
Okay, what did Nintendo do to earn Jazzy's purchase?
Oh,
he's got a roadmap to look forward to.
Yo,
games that are for games that are exclusively on the Switch too.
Hey yo, this Nintendo spin, this blue wall of solidarity is like when you work for NYPD. We can't talk ill of each other, no matter what. We here, we together.
Oh,
this is the Nintendo red wall of silence.
Jazzy,
right now.
What are you looking forward to? DK?
Of course.
Are you?
That's my most anticipated game this year.
Absolutely. Are you looking forward to Kirby Air Riders?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to playing the best version of Metroid Prime 4 with mouse controls?
I was already looking forward to it when they already announced it in 2017.
The red wall of silence is real.
1080p, 120 frames per second. That sounds enticing, doesn't it?
See it. It's been exposed.
It does.
Red wall of silence.
But no, you haven't exposed anything because you literally just downplayed the games that I've named.
Bro. If Jazzy, you literally said that I wouldn't even hit. I've never even heard of this game. If I never heard of it, it can't be worth like you buying a Nintendo Switch for.
There's a plenty of other Nintendo games out there I can list, and you would not know what the fuck it is.
Listen, y'all can play these games, and y'all could put try this spin cycle, nigga. It's not working. Cut it out.
I'll be honest.
But you never answered my question. What's wrong with me playing Rune Factory?
You playing
PG.
Did Rune?
Do you know what Rune Factory even is?
I do. I know what it looks like. I barely know what the fuck it is. When did it launch?
What is it?
When did it launch?
At launch.
It launched the same day as the Switch 2 did.
Okay, and what other platforms did it launch on?
Switch 1 and PC.
So you couldn't get. So it launched on Switch 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you already owned.
Not at 60 fit, boy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yo, y'all get off my line, bro. Y'all get off my line. No, y'all get out of here.
We're not gonna do this.
Nah, y'all get out of here.
That's not even the same thing.
Hey, yo, pack it up, bro. GG's.
That's not the same thing. I bought Street Fighter 6 for the Switch 2 that I already had on my PS5.
Y'all boys is nuts. Y'all boys is nuts, bro. I respect it though. I respect the.
I bought Mario Kart, and even then, I'm not feeling any type of way that Jazzy didn't buy that game. I don't think it's worth $80 asking price.
I'm not even getting FOMO for over Mario Kart because I'm not looking at the game to be my long-term game like that in the first place.
Now
I can wait for, like I said, to get it cheaper.
Now I'm hearing Nintendo niggas talk about 120 refresh rate and 60 frames and like get out of here. Stop playing with me, bro.
This is what
y'all playing with. You act like 60 frames never existed like at all for Nintendo before.
Like, wasn't y'all bragging about playing
don't
Zelda
bring it
at
up.
25 FPS? Like, come on now. We remember when Zelda came out.
No,
The frame rate didn't
you
exist.
can't say no. Hold up, stop again. No. You can't say that about me because I have not touched any Switch 1 game enhanced edition on Switch 2.
And look, I still don't care, but this has been y'all talking points for the past 8 years. Was performance.
Y'all, I hate using this word. Y'all are gaslighters, okay? Y'all are gaslighters, okay? I'm not crazy, and y'all are gaslighters. And y'all King Manipulator 1 and 2. I see what's going on. I see the play. Y'all playing this
Manipulator?
Yes, I see the play, and I'm not letting it happen. I'm not letting it happen. Salute. We can move on. Y'all crazy as hell.
Yeah, try again next week, BG.
I'm not trying no more, man. I'm not that
Donkey Kong Bonanza about to go crazy.
That red wall of silence is real. I see it, man. Stand in solidarity for you.
What wall of silence? I literally gave you answers, and you didn't want the answers you didn't want to hear.
Okay, salute. Listen, Jazzy Blanchard, I love y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are great, man.
Yeah, you picking up Donkey Kong? You picking up Donkey Kong when it comes out, brother? Or do you need me to be the person talking about it on the podcast?
I mean, I plan to have a Switch by then, and I look forward to playing Donkey Kong.
You had all this time to pre-order a Switch. I can just walk into my local electronics store and buy one, and we got over a month late. And you still don't have a Switch.
Why he said electronics store? Who says that? I can walk into my local electronics store like it's like Circuit City or the Wiz. Like who says that, bro?
Radio Shack.
Yeah, like Bledrew, you a nutcase, bro. Come on.
We waiting on you, BG.
I didn't go outside yet. That's the problem. One of these days when I step outside, I'm gonna get a Switch.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta step outside, just order it online.
Yeah, man, y'all crazy, man. All right.
If it was a PlayStation 6, you would have had that pre-ordered.
Duh. Come on now.
I mean, if it was the PlayStation 6, I would have also bought it with an exclusive. Unlike Jazzy.
What, a PS3 remake?
Exclusive, brother.
Bro, BG is a closeted pony. Like, you know.
I'm not closeted anything.
Oh, of course, we've been on that.
I prefer PlayStation.
Closeted.
It ain't a secret. I prefer PlayStation. I mean,
yeah, but you deny it sometimes. You deny being a pony.
You be trying to be this agnostic gamer and shit.
I don't.
No, he's a
anything.
console gamer that just happens to play on PC.
Fact.
I told y'all that y'all not exposing nothing. I told y'all that.
And you know what's funny? He gonna have to drop bread on that PC because when the PS6 come out, he's gonna be shitting on his PC. You know.
Okay, that's not gonna happen.
It is. Your PC ass.
You think I'm gonna still have, bro? I'm not gonna have the same PC I have now in a year.
What you got in your PC, BG?
And how you gonna afford it?
What you mean? How I'm afford it? Oh, who are you talking to?
You nigga, how you gonna afford it? You got bills. You got big bills coming up.
Oh yeah, what that mean?
Oh yeah, BG, you gonna have to put a fund. You're gonna have to put a. You're gonna have to put your personal fund away, bro.
Listen. I advise you, Jack, are gone for a month. You better start taking his cut.
Oh y'all think just hold on. Y'all think just because I'm about to have a child, my pockets is empty or something like that.
Oh, they about to be thinning. Diapers ain't cheap.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
dude. Bro, diapers ain't. I sold diapers and I sold Similac.
Okay.
The minute my kids could stop drinking Similac and Infamil and shit like that, I was on the block hustling them shits to get back whatever I could get redeemed.
All right,
trust me. Make sure she breastfeeds
BG.
because that shit is expensive and it causes allergies.
BG, but honestly, are you going to try to guide your son to being a Sony fanboy?
No, I'm going to just guide him to being a gamer. A good gamer.
Nah, keep him away from that Switch.
If he starts leaning towards Xbox, are you going to try to guide him in the right direction?
I find that very unlikely. I don't know how that would be even possible, but I'm not going to guide him.
No Xbox in the house.
Just going to guide him towards being a good a good gamer.
In 5 years, Xbox won't be around, so he good. He good.
Now that kid gonna be on Fortnite. He gonna be on Overwatch or whatever.
No, he ain't.
Minecraft.
Well, listen,
Roblox.
I'm mad y'all just insulted my pockets, acting like this child gonna make me broke. Listen, I'm about to walk out of here. I'm about to show up with a brand new PC next year with a brand new monitor.
Why you can't buy it right now then, big baller? Buy it right now. Go buy 5090 right now. What's up?
No, because the 50 series is trash.
Oh, now it's trash. You can't afford
They've
it.
been trash.
Be real with us. You can't
afford who? Yo, who are you talking to, bro? Hey, yo, nephew. Yo, nephew, who you talking to?
Listen, time's rough. The economy, Xbox just laid off how many one time? 9,000 people. I know you're not doing that well.
Yo, listen, I'm not doing it. Good brother. You look like you don't got insurance to get braces. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me.
Listen. I know everybody, you know, it's hard out here. You struggling, you just got braids.
You're right.
You have to keep them braids in for a little while. Like, you know.
Nah, you're right. I'm broke. Send more super chats. I'm broke, yo. Salute.
Yeah. He take all the super. Hey, take Jack cut. I'm telling you.
Let me read the super chats. All right. Emmanuel A1. We want Jack move back. Yeah, stop getting on his ass and annoying him all the time. And then he got to take a mental break. Let my guy live. Let's see. Rufflemutt. Hot take. We were too harsh on Don Matrick. Think so?
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Didn't he start the downfall of Xbox?
You said what?
He started the downfall of Xbox.
All this nigga did was what Nintendo did and got all the hate for it. Don Matrick.
Whoa! What happened there?
Nintendo can thrive, bro.
Wait, but what did he do that Nintendo copied?
No, they're trying to make it seem like he said the exact same thing verbatim from Doug Bowser talked about. And that wasn't even the same thing.
Oh, you mean how the gaming media tried to completely warp what he originally said?
That they're still supplying the Switch One, which Xbox was not still supplying the 360 when Don Matrick said that.
Yeah, they were. They had just released an Xbox One version of the 360 that year. Did they say they're going to continue to make Xbox 360? They were still making Xbox 360s well into the Xbox One.
But did he say that when he talked to Jeff Keighley?
Nah, because Jeff Keighley was getting on his damn nerves with those damn questions. Jeff Keighley. He just went to get the answer out the way.
It's always Jeff Keighley's fault.
But yeah, Don Matrick, that era of Xbox was really, really dope. And it was, bro. It was.
Which era? What part?
Them going into the Xbox One.
The yellow and red Metacritic score for Xbox game era.
Yellow and red.
Oh man. Clean frame. Can y'all tell me y'all's experience with a good respec? Hashtag respect the respec.
What?
Huh?
I don't know what he's talking about. Only respec I know is respecing in games. I don't know if that's what he's talking about.
Hey, one time, Iraq said you haven't spoken in an hour. What's up? One time, you good?
I mean, that's not true.
Oh, man.
I've been talking this whole time, but you know.
You gotta go on Iraq. He's trying to study these narratives. You're supposed to be taking Jack's spot, brother.
I was talking during the whole topic. Man, shut up, man. Iraq's a troll. Like, what else in him?
Yeah, he was talking.
XXX Cobb Sanity. Do Smooth still have to pay the one who will not be named on a bet Smooth lost about Perfect Dark coming out before the next Tomb Raider?
No, I just need them to cancel Tomb Raider.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie, Smooth. If I was you, I wouldn't pay that bet.
I wouldn't pay that nigga at all. Fuck him.
Technically, you know, I recognize those bets as weapon wheel agreements, and he's no longer a part of weapon wheel.
Exactly.
Fire.
You using loopholes? That's crazy.
Those agreements were made
null and void after I gave him the email.
Yeah, they were.
That's crazy.
They were made under a weapon. They weren't made on my platform. It wasn't made on Planet Xbox. Wasn't made on Kiss Moo Channel. Wasn't made on X. They were made on a Weapon Wheel platform, and they were to be paid out during Weapon Wheel, and they supposed to be announced during Weapon Wheel. He's no longer here. So I think
all right.
the bets are null and
If you
void.
don't, I think you should pay it. At least that'll be your last
No
payment.
Nah, there was like several other.
All right, they're about to be a collab days if you don't.
All right.
Especially with as many bets as he made with you, he definitely gonna he's not gonna let it go at all.
hey, block and mute. Block and mute.
So if we want to be theoretically right, so here's the thing, because I paid out a bet too early before. So Crystal Dynamics can also say they're canceling Tomb Raider since they lost funding from Microsoft. You know, Microsoft was paying them to help do like the Perfect Dark and whatnot. So they lost a lot of manpower. They gotta there's a strong chance they can cancel that game. They cancel that, and then the bet's pretty much canceled.
Okay, we'll see. Fada says the state of play was 2 out of 10. It's dinosaurs.
What?
The last state of play?
That nigga like 3 weeks late.
Uh,
That nigga, he on Facebook timing. What the hell?
I think it was the only good state of play they ever had.
Yeah, I think he was also
What?
referencing. I think he was also making a reference to what I said about Jurassic World.
Oh, you watched that movie? You watched it, BG?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. We're not going to get into it. Yes, I'm a movie enjoyer. I enjoyed the movie.
I liked it. Well, no, that movie made my bad. I gave it 6 out of 10. Would you give it out of 10, BG?
8.5.
Oh my god!
Damn, I gave it a 6.
That's why you clown him all the time. I understand now.
Well, you gave what? An 8.5 BG?
Jurassic World. What was this new one called?
Rebirth.
Yeah,
That's a high score, BG.
8.5, brother. I was
It's a very
thoroughly
high score.
entertained. I walked out of the theater like, man, that was
That's
some
going to
good.
be a movie you remember the next 10 years.
That was
No, bro.
It's a good mindless adventure with big dinosaurs, guns, and visual. Listen,
Bro, that
okay,
is-
put it this way.
Keyword mindless. Keyword mindless.
Put it this way. When it comes to movies, I'm Red Peg. How Red Peg is with games, I'm with movies. I just
That's
want
not fair.
it looked good. Oh, fire. Oh, banger. That's Red Peg when it comes to games. That's how I am with movies. I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
No,
Crazy.
low key, I am the same too. I'm very easy to please with movies, but an 8.5 out of 10 is almost legendary status.
Yeah, like
That's a
so.
good
I mean,
rating.
I'm assuming, bro. So what did you give like Meg and Anaconda? This is the same movie. I feel like they're the same exact movies.
You said Meg?
Meg and Anaconda. Yeah.
Oh, Meg. I think I gave I didn't see Meg 2.0. I didn't go see that yet.
Oh no, that shit is trash. They ran out of ideas quick. They ran out of ideas quick.
The first one was like an 8 to me. I really liked it.
I agree.
Yeah. So I don't. What was the other?
But I'm
one?
just saying, like the Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Anaconda, either one, Anaconda or Anaconda.
With Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
You mean the one that came out in the 90s?
Yeah.
Oh, they supposed to be remaking that, ain't they? I don't remember
Yeah,
what
they
I
are.
would have given that. I mean, back then I probably would have given that like a 8. Back then, I feel like Anaconda was a banger. I feel like I've looked at that movie now; it looks terrible.
Well, hey, BG, you need to go watch F1 then. That's a banger.
Maybe. Anyway.
And Brad Pitt in there.
All right, where was I? Want to get the fuck out of here. Same old 23. Alex probably want that Anaconda remake to have a good story too. when all we trying to see is niggas get eaten and run for their lives in fear. That's what I'll be saying. Y'all be looking for too much when it comes to these movies. Just want some, you out on Independence Day, you just want some shit that's like some brain dead entertainment, loud, speakers be loud and just unga bunga shit, man. I'm sorry. That's what I want. Sorry.
The problem is that's all you want every time.
That's not true because I be watching movies that's really deep.
Like
I
what?
I like those too. Listen, I love shit like Oppenheimer and shit like Inception and the Nolan and the Nolan movies. And I love all of that shit.
I'm surprised you could comprehend all that.
You only name Christopher Nolan movies.
No, I'm just saying in general. Like Odyssey, I can't wait to see Odyssey. That's a
Yeah,
day
me too, me
one.
too.
You know, BG did shock me when he said he liked Doom 1. I would have bet money that he would have hated Doom 1.
And you know it's funny, BG, Doom 1 is sleepy.
I don't think so. I think it has amazing writing. And
if you got half a brain. If you got half a brain, yes.
I watched Dune 1 and I went down the rabbit hole of all the Dune lore. Like mad of it. Listen, Listen, I'm just a sophisticated guy, man. I can like the brain dead shit, but I can like the intellectual shit too.
I'm just a chill guy. Yeah.
Hey, Street's saying Dune 3 gonna be ass because the novel ass. So
no, absolutely not. No.
I guarantee it's not gonna be better than 2.
Who says the novel is ass? Who are you listening to? What?
A lot of people say they don't like the third book.
Dune 3 is not. No.
Have you read it?
First of all, it's not even the third book. It's Dune Messiah. That's the second book.
But have you wrote it? Read it?
No, I haven't read it, but I know what happens. I know the synopsis. But yeah, Dune Messiah is the second book, not the third.
Oh, my bad.
Flylaw 95. Jack taking a mental break from the pod just to lose his mind every damn day on Twitter. One step forward and one step back. That's funny. Shout out, Jack.
Get on that health journey too. While he on his break, I need that.
Yeah.
And I was serious about him taking that cut. You taking that cut, BG?
Don't worry about don't worry about that, dog. I'm good. We good over here. We good over here.
You clearly not.
Right.
You take Jack cut, it might be the last nail in the coffin.
No, you take Jack cut. He gonna come back on the podcast tomorrow.
Buy one BBL, get one free. Stop Killing Games also started because Steam updated its EULA to state that you are purchasing a game license and not the game itself. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned that. He also said, damn, y'all were making fun of Game Pass early on, but now it's looking like the best way to play games, play with games getting killed. Smooth needs an apology and financial compensation for years of suffering. But Game Pass has also led to all the bad shit too, arguably.
Yeah.
So,
Game Pass killed Xbox, bro. Phil Spencer low-key killed Xbox. It saved, but it killed Xbox.
Show me your Gucci. I will never forgive the Kojima PlayStation Taliban in this community canceling Jack for playing games he wants to and having a backlog. Free Jack.
No.
Yeah, get off his ass. Leave him alone. Yeah, leave Jack alone, Red Peg. Fuck out of here.
Oh yeah, I made that fat ass nigga leave the podcast. Yeah,
he gonna slap you up.
I'm stand on business. Yeah, lazy fat ass nigga. All you do is sit down, nigga. You need to be playing these games, nigga. What's so hard about pressing a button and beep and turn on and playing the game? Nigga, he acting like he going outside running 5 miles. What's so hard about?
You talking real spicy. Jack gonna hear this.
He is gonna hear this. You lazy bitch. Get your fat ass back on this podcast, nigga.
All right.
You gonna hit that band and Relander on you?
I'm playing. I love you, Jack. I love you, Jack. I love you.
Don't coming knee. That sound like he don't coming knee.
He said don't come knee. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh my god.
Okay. That one was new. That one was new. Okay, that was creative. I really couldn't I couldn't figure out what it was saying. 4 years later, PS5 just surpassed the PS4 in monthly active users. Your thoughts on Sony talking about the PS6 this early and our generation's dead? I feel like they always do this though. Like they always talk about the next console halfway through, and I don't care about monthly active users.
Didn't they bring up the PS5 in like 2018?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, so
they always do this shit.
Right. It's a slow news week.
SP Scarecrow. Shout outs to Wani and Alex. Episode. Shout out to Wani and Alex. Episode Spotify when.
He's talking about me and Alex put out a new project last week. It's on YouTube and SoundCloud. Spotify, I don't know, man. We got to get Red Pig. See if we can get on stream.
You want me to put it on? You want me to put it on Spotify, Apple Music?
Yeah, we might got.
People can make TikToks to it.
We might got to do that, man.
Hey BG, we put the album on TikTok. You gonna make a TikTok to it?
You want me to dance?
Yo,
Yeah, I
BG,
want
you
you-
real
we,
zesty with your leg. Why you got your thigh meat on the camera, yo? Come
Oh,
on, yo.
I actually
I'm
didn't know
telling
it
you,
was showing.
he's feeling cute because he got the
Trying
little
to show off his
cool
little
ass
thigh
braids.
meat, yo.
No,
Like,
I actually didn't know my leg was showing. I was just, trying to get comfortable. But
hey, BG, you gotta work on camera of you put it on TikTok.
I don't know.
I don't
about
think he know what that is, rapper. You gotta show him.
Oh, you know what that? You know what it is? You want me to get up and work for you?
No, I've heard of that. I don't know if I've seen it, but I've heard of it.
Hold on, I'm gonna shut. Now I'm playing. I can do it.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. Alcoholic gamer, blueberry vodka plus lemonade plus tequila. Enjoy drinks on me. Thank you, sir.
Drinks on me. I don't know who that guy is in the comment section last week that was like, "Oh yeah, they make better drinks." Like it's like a new person like trying to hate on alcoholic gamer.
Yeah. he got a few ops now. They've been trying to get in his lane about talking about the alcoholic drinks. They've been trying to get in his lane. I'm like, y'all better stop playing with that man.
Sprite and Crown Apple. How you feel about that alcohol game? Sprite and Crown Apple. How you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't know how he of all people even gets ops.
That's the thing. When you create a lane, bro, people just want to, start driving in the shit. Like, bro, I created this. Go find your own shit.
What you created, BG?
A community.
Okay.
What you created?
Working.
Anyway, Law 95. Maybe it's because they see hardware numbers and pulling out of Europe, so there's no risk of them losing new customers to Xbox. Possible. It's a theory. Possible. Steve Killer 952. Say it with me. Microsoft doesn't care about the Xbox brand and would sell your mother if they could.
Crazy.
Wow.
Why you like hating one time?
Emmanuel A1. Emmanuel A1. How much to kick Kid Smooth Brain per episode? I'm tired of the anti-black, anti-Xbox brain rot. Comedy is the perfect pivot for that clown. That's hate.
Damn.
Andrew Wilkins.
No, that was
Bitch
Emmanuel
ass.
A1. That was Emmanuel A1.
Oh, my bad.
Calling that man a
Come
bitch
on.
for nothing.
That was not that one for you, Emmanuel. That's for Andrew Wilkins. My bad.
Andrew Wilkins is next. Andrew Wilkins said, Forza games are factual trash. Both Forza IPs don't come close to the quality, success, and realism of Gran Turismo. Playground should be shut down too.
He's spitting.
Nigga, shut up. You know damn well Gran Turismo is boring as hell, bro.
No, it's not. It take actual skill to play. That's why you don't like it. Let's really have a conversation.
I don't like it because it's boring. It's
No,
boring
because you don't have the skill. to drive.
It's expensive NyQuil. That's what it is.
And niggas from New York, and New Jersey don't know how to drive. So I don't expect you to like racing games. So
shit, man. I mean, what do you know how to do? Where you from again?
Niggas outside of the city don't know how to parallel park.
He's from New Orleans. He know crawfish and fucking.
You from New Orleans? Oh, so you know how to catch crocodiles with your bare hands.
Oh, here we go. Crocodiles. So Regis phrase alligator, dummy. It's alligators and crawfish, nigga.
Crawfish, yeah. Okay, and you do voodoo, don't you?
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do something with that hairline, nigga. Get that bitch back in shape. Bitch, nigga.
Hey, Smooth, take his wrap off.
Oh yeah, that fucking koofy.
First of all, Wonton, the nerve of you, nigga.
Let's go on you, nigga. Show that ass head, nigga.
Hey, Wonton, take that.
Show them things in that shit, nigga. Go ahead.
The nerve of you, Wonton, take all that shit off. Show us.
Hey, niggas know what I got going on. What you talking about? Ain't no secret. And I still live better than you. I'm still sexy.
Yeah, but why are you wearing a turban? What the hell is that on your head, though?
It's a hair wrap, brother. It's a hair wrap.
You wearing a turban and some sunglasses. Who is this guy?
Hey, man.
War Machine guy. BG, you remember when Doug Bowser said, go play your original Switch? Now Nintendo Japan president said the same thing, like go play Super Mario Run. Well, somebody brought that up. They said it's not the same, that y'all twisted his words.
That's a lie. I saw that bullshit ass Eurogamer article. That's not what he said.
Yeah, exactly. Nintendo.
All he said was like they already have multiple ways to engage with like their IPs, which they actually do in other media, like that theme park they just had, and like the Mario movie that's been out for a while. Like that's what they said.
And honestly, how do you want
being a click big ass motherfucker?
How do you guys truly want somebody to respond to a question like, how am I supposed to afford this?
Yeah, that's a tough question.
Yeah, he just said, yeah, we understand that it's a little bit more pricey than our consoles of the past, but we are still continuing to support the original Switch if you do decide you want to stay there for a little bit. And everybody twisted that to be like, oh man, he's Don Matrick 2.0. You're like, no, just afford what you can afford and play there.
I agree with both Don Matrick, by the way, and Doug Bowser, but that's why I couldn't be an exec. I would be like, go get some money, broke ass nigga.
I've been telling you, we talking about get a new PC.
Oh, brother, sir, you get a PC, nigga. We know you still on like a Hewlett Packard Bell from like '95.
Red Pick PC right now is trash. All he can run is the Sims on that bitch.
First of all, my whole gaming setup, nigga, the TV, the PS5, the headset cost more than most of y'all niggas PCs.
Okay,
like, let's
all right.
Come on. It costs more than your PC. That little shitty ass fucking 4070, nigga.
All right, brother.
The fuck? I go pick those up at the fucking Dollar General nowadays. Get your money up, BG.
You right. I'm broke. You right, nephew. I'm just trying to be. I'm trying to be like you.
Hey, real quick, mods. That Rec Ahmed guy. I don't know who that is. Get him the fuck up out of here. Get him. He's gone.
Who? What happened?
Oh, that Tarek Ahmed guy. I don't know who the fuck that is. Tarek, get him the fuck out of here.
I've seen that.
Yeah, he's gone. He's out.
Do this.
Oh, who that? Who that one's on?
I have no idea who that is. Tarek, I don't know how to say his name. Whoever that guy is, get him the fuck out.
Hey, one time, look up.
Tyreek?
Red Pick, I'll look up. You take that fucking turban off, bitch.
Why are you telling him to look up?
So y'all can see his neck. They say he don't got a neck in the chat.
See my shit, bitch.
It's there, barely.
Wow.
I just got a big ass head.
Who, me?
Analyzing that man.
No, I have a big ass head.
Clean frame.
Oh, that is.
Yes, respecking, aka relocating skills or attributes. Tell me about the time it was detrimental to you in a game. I don't respec much. Funny enough, the only game that I respect a lot was Expedition 33. I think you have to respec in that game. Like if you're playing on hard difficulties and actually going for fighting end game bosses, I think sometimes you have to respec. Other than that, I never respec in video games.
Oh, I'm playing that on normal.
Oh, Wukong.
Yeah,
I
actually,
think
that
I
was
did.
the only time
Wukong, I did it a little bit in the skill tree. I did do that. Yeah. I
respect like probably twice. And Expedition for sure, and Elden Ring, and I got pissed because I wanted to jump on the craze of being a magician or whatever they call it in Elden Ring. The cheese build. I wanted to try to do that. It wasn't working out for me, and I was like, bro, I can't do this. So I went back to my original warrior-esque build.
Me and Wonton, we respect our builds in 2K and Madden.
I don't know about that. I did respect in Elden Ring. I did do that.
You talking about the one you never mind.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. Elden Ring is my game of the year.
Ugh. I hate that you became
until I beat Death Stranding 2.
What? I hate that for you.
Death Stranding 2 is in progress, nigga. Once I beat it, it's going.
Elden Ring wasn't even better than Forbidden West when it came out.
All right, now you smoking. You on something different. I don't know what you on.
It wasn't.
It's way better than Forbidden West.
Which better, Elden Ring or Forbidden West?
Way better than Forbidden West.
They're not similar games.
Which one you had more fun playing?
It's actually I would say at first Elden Ring. But as the game got longer and longer and wouldn't end, I got sick of it. I would say the entire experience I might have enjoyed Forbidden West a little bit more because it knew when to fucking end. So
yes, BG a Horizon fan though. He be on that Aloy dick. That shit ass. Nigga.
Hey BG, did you play the DLC?
That combat is fire. Yes, I did.
For Horizon? Okay.
Yeah.
How'd it make you feel?
It was good.
Yes, sir. I know. Even made one time a fake fan, a fake hater, but he loved it. He loved it.
I wouldn't say loved. I never said those words.
He loved it.
Yeah,
I thought it was visually pleasing.
He in the closet with the Horizon. We know.
He definitely is. Because guess what? When I buy it, he gonna play it.
Tarek Ahmed, Wonton looks like a tech deck.
A tech deck?
What you call him, Jazzy Jafar?
A skateboard?
Tell him to shut his ass up.
Snake
No,
charmer?
just tell him to go back to his lamp.
Fucking sand monkey.
Back where you came from.
Or what they
Curse-
call him. Damn, I was about to come up with something.
Why
Shit, I
why is it
forgot what
okay for
was.
like y'all to be racist with Tarek? Like I feel like racism is like just open season on Tarek versus anybody else.
You know, you could
Because he
be,
deserves it. Because he deserves it. That's why.
I think you could be openly racist to people like Tarek and Indians.
What?
You bugging out,
Yeah,
brother.
everybody racist to Indians. They stink.
No.
Yo, you can't say that.
No, no.
All right, we're packing it up. It's a good thing we're at the end of the podcast.
Wait,
Curse
I
Blue,
didn't know-
monthly reminder that Wonton looks like Raichu. Indeed.
Yo, get the fuck out of here, dog. Fuck out of here, dude.
We don't listen. I don't condone anything Red Peg just said. I stand against that. You gonna have them calling us monkeys again. Remember when black and people in Indian had the race war on Twitter and they was flaming us up? Yeah, that was bad.
They was cooking. They was cooking.
They was flambeing us, bro. They was cooking us up. We did not win that war. I want you to know we did not win that war.
Hey, hey, listen, everybody, even white people, openly racist to Indian people.
Okay, I don't care, bro.
They are.
I love all my Indians. You know who hates Indian people? Iraq. Iraq fucking hates them.
Oh, Iraq, yeah, he do.
So racist against Indian people.
Yeah, Iraq, and you know, Iraq's Mexican. It's real easy to be racist against them.
Okay, last question before we get out of here. What is this is from DT? What is a subscription that you have that is non-negotiable no matter what the price increase? Mine, he says his is YouTube Premium.
Yep. YouTube, no. YouTube Premium and Apple One / Apple Music.
Mine is Game Pass and and Game Pass, and I think Netflix. Yeah,
mine is Hulu.
No,
You said Hulu?
Yeah.
Hulu's ass.
Hulu's fire.
I'm gonna be real with you. Netflix, they don't need to do not a single fucking price raise. They keep raising they fuck every year, bro. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Netflix is right. Netflix is right behind Hulu for me. I can't. I don't think I could lose that either.
Bro, it don't make sense to get rid of Netflix. I'm sorry. Just they always gonna have something you gonna watch on that bitch.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of bullshit on there. You gotta keep it real.
What about HBO Max, yo?
Nah, I've gone years without
HBO Max can go.
I've gone.
HBO Max
is
it's really only worth it if you watch a lot of movies. They got a huge movie collection. Other than that,
after I watch all the DC stuff, I can unsubscribe.
What? You ain't watching House of Dragons, BG?
Yeah, and that's on for like 2 months out of the year.
I can't wait. That's next year, right? One time? This year?
Yeah, next year. They filming it right now.
Ooh, I can't wait.
All right.
I need you to tap into K-pop Demon Hunters.
I heard you recommend that. I was on Netflix yesterday. I was watching Dandadan. If you haven't, anybody that fuck with anime, and you haven't seen Dandadan, check that out. Fire anime. But yeah, I'm gonna check that out, Jazzy.
Somebody told me about that the French shit. What is it called?
Talking about Fearin'.
Yeah, Fearin'. I'm gonna
I
try.
think Benji was recommending that.
I tried watching it, but niggas was dying like instantly in the beginning. I was like, what the fuck? Oh no. So,
you spoiler?
All right.
No, it's the first episode.
Chat. We're out of here. Going after dark. We will catch y'all next week. Peace.
Salute.
No. Right. Plenty of tried and plenty of failed. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hell. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. Bye. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know my bro King got me. See, that's a black bond that can't be broken. No Idris Alba, I'm a black bond. Aim in a scope and all black panel. You can never try playing us token. Yeah, we playing games, but now one of us playing or joking. Not at all. Oh wait, then Jack Move came in with the trophies, God in a lane of its own. Like, how can you gamers approach me? Tell kids move to body you in Halo, then send your family an angel emoji. Damn. You should've known, dog, you ain't got enough Series X's. Blind got all the answers, no, you ain't gotta ask Siri questions. All the latest gaming news gotta be here to check it. Since 2015 and beyond, I'm just here to respect it. When you at the top of your tier, it's a blessing. From the bottom, so no way we appear to be desperate. This for anybody doubting, I'm clearing a message. And if you ever had a problem, I'm here to correct. Plenty and fail. You can run and hide, but you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Name another squad that wanna test it, I'm beating them still. No, you can't dodge what's in my weapon well. Name another pot that's big or small, I'm contesting it still. Name another spot or any section, I'm king of the hill. Right. I know what it is, man. Weapon Well Podcast, y'all know what we got in the building, man. We got BG. We got Kid Smooth, we got Jack Move, we got Black Bond, I mean. Blandrew, I mean, what you can't off strafe us, bro. Like, the strafe too strong.